Custom.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Brawl number 8. We haven't done this in a while.
What do you mean we haven't? It's every week. What are you
No,
talking
no. The last 2 weeks it was
every week. Creed,
Brawl
we
League
were
Masters
here last
qualifiers.
week. We were here that week before that. What are you talking? Are you like
It was Masters qualifiers. We haven't done a classic Monday Night Brawl in a couple weeks.
Are you gonna say that this is just an ordinary everyday Monday Night Brawl? Because it's not.
Hey, that's true. That's true. There's some differences, but I'm just saying it's Monday Night Brawl. This isn't like Monday Night Masters qualifiers. Okay? Just chill. Just chill. So, why don't you tell me what's different about this Monday Night Brawl?
It's just the gadgets, right? There's no gadgets.
There's no gadgets.
No gadgets. No bombs. No spike balls. No mines. No horns. I believe that's still considered a gadget, like it's not on its own separate timer. So all 4 of those do not exist anymore. It's all going to be weapon spawns, and weapon spawns, which is great. I like weapon spawns. Weapons are good. That's why I play the game.
Weapons are good. I'm talking to the guy who made a Reddit post about how weapon spawns are good. And
hey, I didn't get the most upvotes though. All right.
That goes to Effie. Shout out to him. Anyway, so I mean, we did this on Friday Night Brawl. And Ren did a tournament where they also turn off gadgets and turn on test features. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually watch those, but
wow,
don't wow me.
Wow, Creed doesn't watch tournaments he's not involved in.
I watch plenty.
Here first, everyone.
I watch those, okay?
Creed
I'm in
doesn't
class
care
during
about
Friday Night
himself.
Brawl, okay? Forgive me.
That's fair. I'm working during Friday Night Brawl, so I didn't get to watch it either.
Oh my god. You won't believe it,
what?
Duke.
What one I believe?
I can see the...
It's not butter.
I can see the stutter.
Oh, wow.
I can see it.
Welcome to the future, and by the future, I mean the place where everyone else is at.
It's a miracle. So, to those of you who are not aware, there's a weird stuttering, and it'll go away when the games start.
Sure about that?
I mean, it's gone away every single time in the past, but...
You want to hear something funny?
Sure.
I can't see the stutter.
You're kidding, right? You're kidding?
I literally can't. But regardless, we are here. It's Monday Night Brawl. We've got a fantastic tournament. Hundreds upon millions, not really, of people signed up and checked in. I believe it's not quite 100, but there's quite a few people. It's still a lot. And it's just going to be a good old-fashioned Monday Night Brawl. The prize, as Creed was about to say, is...
What? I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, you were. You're like the worst, like you know how when people are in sync, they like finish each other's sandwiches?
Yeah.
If you've seen Frozen, you know about that. That was your opportunity
I don't know your sandwich,
to be the Anna to my, whatever that guy's name. Prince
I'd rather prefer that you not try to kill me.
Farnsworth?
I don't remember his name. I watched that movie once and then decided never to watch it again.
Wow. Do you not have a soul, or like...
No.
Alright, well, either way, it's Monday Night Brawl. There's a prize of some sort, probably. Someone's gonna correct me and, like, tell me that there's actually no prize. But regardless, we've got an awesome tournament. A lot of people are going to be fighting it out, and at the very end of the day, you get bragging rights, and that's almost as good as winning a thing. And it looks like the first people up, it's going to be Botanic and Intermarata.
Intermarata. I like Intermarata.
All right.
I mean, Botanic plays Orion.
Yup.
And we've seen that Orion.
Yup.
And I haven't seen Intermarata.
I have not either. I don't even have a good joke lined up. Like, it's a potentially about like intercontinental. I don't know what Murata means. It seems like a Spanish word. Maybe he's like one of the South Americans who doesn't want to play on the South American server and wants to play on the US East or this is on the US East server.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't know what Aleka means, so there's that too.
Well, I don't even know where you're getting Aleka from.
What? It's the clan name.
Oh.
Oh my god, this guy is right there.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Murata it's a place in New Zealand apparently.
Oh.
Or potentially Lithuania. They're very close to each other. It's a common mistake. But it looks like we are going to be watching Intermarata. I don't like you. We both don't really know a whole lot about him, but on the other side, we do know Botanic does like that Orion. For a while there, he was really a little bit throw centric. He's kind of toned it back down. In general, his spear play is kind of the standout thing of his Orion. That's usually what I tend to take more note of, and that's common of the Orions. A lot of Orions really like the spear and that neutral sig and that dodge and down sig. And the spear game of Orion.
Yeah, I mean, Botanic likes playing both weapons. He's played Orion for a very long time. He's not as enthusiastic about Lance as some of the other Orion mains I've seen. I'm looking at Yuika. But, you know, he likes Orion. He likes downsig on spear. When he's playing Orion, he will use a lot of downsig on spear. And it's a really good signature.
It's super strong. I'm surprised more Orions don't use it. Generally speaking, Orions they either use the neutral or the down, but they don't really go between the two. You don't see generally like a 50-50 split. They're either the neutral sig Orion that'll use it on stage all the time, and they'll use it off stage too, just because why not? Or they'll be the down sig Orions that use it. They'll do dodge and down sigs, or they'll do it to punish your dodge-ins. So it's kind of like a very odd binary in that sense of like Orion spear play.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Side sig? Does anyone use side sig?
I don't know why. I don't know. I think side sig's
really good signature. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the hitbox. I don't know if you've seen the hitbox of the spear side sig, but like, there's basically an invisible hitbox in front of you while it's traveling. There's no indication of where the hitbox is.
And nothing is better than an invisible hitbox because you can't dodge an invisible hitbox. It's just you gotta sense it.
You can, but only if
it's invisible.
Only if you have the force. The force.
What?
The force. You can sense it in the force.
You know, you can do a lot of things with the force.
Midichlorians? Ah, that's what it is. I nailed it. I nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying Intermarata is potentially he is either Jedi or Sith. No, why? Okay, this is like a side note, and it is the most tangential thing in the world. Okay. But why are there not, Force users that are neither Jedi or Sith?
Oh my God, he's using the Orion too. Because.
Like why? Like I'm just saying, like
because there's good guys and bad guys, and there's no gray area.
In the entire Star Wars universe, are there just like really strong Force people who are just like, bro, I just want to chill, do me, like lift some trees with my mind, and that's it. Like that's all I'm asking for in life.
No such thing as a gray area.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me. But regardless, we are going to be seeing Orion versus Orion, bringing it back to what we're actually playing. Which one of these? Which one's the Jedi? Which one's the Sith? Is Botanic the Jedi, or is Intermarata the Jedi here?
I'd put Botanic as the Jedi, if only because of the color scheme. But if you notice those banners,
how?
What?
How is Botanic's color scheme more Jedi?
Oh, did I say Jedi? Sith. He's more Sith.
Okay, but also how?
Because this is darker. And, you know, the Sith are darkness and evil. You don't agree?
I don't. I super don't. I just wanted to see where you were going with that. But I'm also more thrown off by the fact that Inter Murata is most definitely playing. Like he
moved like slightly when he got hit by that.
After he got hit by the neutral light, and then has just been like standing there.
He's chilling on the platform.
If
he's like that Jedi who wants to chill. And move platforms.
You're not a Jedi. You don't have to be a Jedi to chill. You can just be a guy.
He's the Force user.
Good at Force.
Okay. He's the Force user who wants to chill. I understand.
Yeah. That's what I would do. Like if I was like in the Star Wars. Okay, cool.
Oh, they both killed themselves at the same time. Was that planned? What?
I don't know what's going on. This is game 1. We're off to a strong start. We've got Orions, but I think Inter Murata is at a significant disadvantage. Before they even started, Batonic was like level 80s, and Inter Murata's like in the 20s in levels. Not even talking about their banners, which suggests that Inter Murata is a gold player and Batonic. I've been fighting him in Plat League, but I'm pretty sure he was Diamond last season. You know, it's just there is an inherent disadvantage here for Inter Murata as he leaves, and like game 1.
Well, I think we may be moving on. How's that ranked coming along? You got close to Diamond yet? Feels bad, man.
Dude, it's sorry I don't have the easy region.
The what? Oh my god. You can come over here and try your luck against LDZ and Noel and Burnt Pan and all the people in Evo.
What?
The people in US West. I just named people in US West. That's what I did. Did I say Noel? I'm in Blood Diamond. Noel's in Atlanta. It looks like they're back.
Okay. All right. It looks like we're back in it. It's gonna. I guess. I don't even. Why are they even pretending to ban maps? Like, why are they pretending? They just go back to Small Mammoth.
I don't know, man. The strats say that this time you have to, like, if you know what's behind one of the doors, you have to pick the other door. They clearly don't know that trick.
What is... All right, well, we're going back into it. It's going to be Mammoth. It's going to be Batonic versus Inter Murata. It's going to be Orion versus Orion. This is going to be an uphill battle for Inter Murata. But it looks like nope, he got baited. He got baited. Batonic gave him the thumbs up.
It's okay, he got a weapon too.
It was just a bait.
He got a weapon. It doesn't matter.
Like Clash?
I thought it was off. They almost clashed there too.
They have the same logic in mind.
But Batonic is the one with the Skyforged Lance, and both players haven't dealt a lot of damage to each other so far. Oh.
I think they're just kind of feeling each other out, but suddenly Batonic is like, all right, I've got my spear, you don't have your spear. And Inter Murata, pretty sure he had a recovery there, but he just fell off. Maybe whatever happened in game 1 is still going on. Maybe he's having some connection issues. Regardless, Batonic has a solid lead right now.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to point out that it was a spear side sig that ended up killing Inter Murata. So shout out to Batonic for using that. It was really fast, right? Like, it came out fast, it hit way in front of him, and it sent Inter Murata quite far.
Well, there's Inter Murata using a side sig of his own, this time on the Lance. But he gets caught by the neutral light from Batonic. Batonic, he's spacing out a lot of these things. You saw that patience there as he brought up the neutral air, excuse me. He just stayed horizontally from Inter Murata, but he seems to be respecting this Lance. Does not really want to go in on it. But the second he's got the spear to spear, he just goes hard. What? I thought he messed up there for a second.
Oh,
he
no.
He just fell. But it was just the hardest bait of the century.
He knew, because when you come up against a spear neutral sig, and this is what I've been slowly learning, because man, that spear neutral sig is hard to learn how to punish. You have to wait it out a little bit. You have to, like, just stand there, just be patient, and then punish afterwards. And Batonic did exactly that. I mean, of course, Batonic very experienced with the Orion spear neutral sig, but He saw that, and he went, okay, I'm just going to fall a little bit, and I'll punish on his way down. Platonic, however, he knows how to use that spear neutral sig himself.
Couldn't get the hit with it, but Intermurata still struggling to finish off this first stock of Platonic. We've seen quite a few spear neutral sigs come out from Intermurata. Nice little punish with that dare. Another dare onto the punish. Platonic is fishing for this kill move, but Intermurata's going for the neutral sigs on stage. This is what I was talking about earlier, where like there are Orions who kind of just stick to one signature, and that's holding Intermurata back right now. The neutral sig on stage not really going to be killing for him. However, if he had a down sig, it had more potential.
Doesn't work out either way. Platonic gets a nice recovery, and that closes out a 3 stock. Unfortunately,
I did say it was going to be rough for Intermurata.
It was rough indeed.
I did say that, but it looks like we're going to be going back into it. We are going to be going to a game 2. It is still a best of 3. I'm not sure. Do you think Intermurata will be sticking with this Orion mirror? Or maybe he'll be switching
honestly
it up?
Couldn't tell you. You said his Orion was at level 20, right?
It was something like that.
I'm trying to think of. Okay. Here we got a Lucian. Whose guns are those? Is that Vrax?
Dude, I don't know anyone's guns. I literally, I have to stare at the guns to even recognize that they've changed. But this is an interesting pick. Why would you go Lucian against Orion?
Well, in general, I mean, I'd say the guns against the spear and then the guitars against the lance. Those two can work if you know how to play it. Lance on guitars is a pretty weird matchup. Both sides can have certain advantages depending on how both players play. But the question is, how experienced is Intermurata in dealing with that? Because right now, he's getting caught by these spear strings.
He really hasn't been able to do much of anything onto Platonic right now. He baits out a little bit with that neutral sig, but once again, Platonic just takes back control. Gets a nice string onto Intermurata. Another... That was a sidelight there? I thought that was nerfed. BMG.
No. It was nerfed,
they got rid
and
of
then
that, right?
it was unnerfed.
BMG.
BMG is well, I mean they nerfed the sidelight, and then they wanted to nerf it so that it was better in higher damages and worse in lower damages, and instead they nerfed it so it's worse all the time and all the spear players complain. So then they unnerfed it last time, and I think it's pretty good now.
Okay. Well, regardless, he gets a nice neutralite into a speed dodge side sig. Intermurata able to get the dare on top of him as he's coming back down. But Intermurata really hasn't been able to connect a lot onto Platonic. Using that chain dodge, I would have liked to see just the one speed dodge into a pivot neutralite or something like that. But instead, he chain dodged all the way to the other side. And then Platonic had the freest punish in the world. I think Intermurata just doesn't quite know what to do. He's kind of just like running around the map, trying to find something that works, and so far nothing has worked.
And it really has not. I mean, you mentioned that chain dodge. I think originally he wanted to try to do something with that, but once he saw that Platonic was going past him, he just sort of kept chaining it until it was on the other side of the map, and it was like, okay, now I'm here, but I don't know what to do. And he's still struggling to find this kill. I mean, it's very possible Platonic gets yet another 3 stock if Intermurata does not figure out a way to close this stock right away.
We're seeing Intermurata throw out a couple signatures as he's trying to finish off the stock. He threw out a side sig. We saw him connect with a neutral sig on the guns earlier. He's thrown out a handful of guitar sigs. But A, hasn't really connected very hard on them, and B, they've been in just not the best kill potential of spots. He's got the guns again. They buffed the Sair. Maybe he'll be able to get a Sair kill. Nope, Dare is not a kill option. There's a side sig thrown out, but it's once again, he just kind of throws out a couple things, doesn't quite like how it's working out, so we'll go for another one. Nice punish on the side sig that time. That will keep him from getting 3 stocked, but he's definitely a good signature away from death.
He is indeed, but at the very least, he was able to clean up Platonic's first stock. You know, it's possible to make this comeback, but I don't think Intermurata has the experience on Platonic to get that to work, and indeed, he does get killed, and Platonic is going to take the set.
He did a little bit better, so maybe there was something to be said about that Lucian pick, but overall, Platonic just really strong, he knows his Orion by heart, he knows that spear game, like I was saying, and he was able to close it out pretty cleanly, 2-0 over Intermurata, and we will be continuing on
to the next match. Sandwiches.
Can't what? Creed.
What?
Do we need to do we need to have a talk about that? Like,
I finished your sandwiches. Do you not get it? Oh my god.
You're lucky there's no cameras, because
worst
my head would be
co-caster.
rolling on the
Oh
floor
my
from how
God.
hard it is shaking
Oh.
right now. This is just shaking. But we see Dudox apparently is of absolute GG.
I did not know this.
I also did not know that, but he looks like he's going to be going up against XIU. Anipop is calling for XIU. If there's a Shiyu, I have to assume it's Shiyu. I knew. If it's a Chinese name, then X is generally like a sh.
Yeah.
Shiyu.
Maybe. I mean, he's playing Koji.
Koji mirrors. Okay.
Okay.
Dudox. I haven't seen Dudox play in a while, and back in the day, he was a big Bryn player. He liked the he had a solid Axe game.
Yep.
But it looks like he's followed in the meta, and he's gonna be going on with a Koji, marrying Shiyu here. But Shiyu actually has more levels on the Koji. Maybe that experience will pay off against Dudox.
But Dudox has more levels of Brawlhalla experience.
Sure about that? You sure about that?
I'm not sure, but
Show me the accounts.
I said I'm
Where's
not
your
sure,
proof?
Duke.
Show me your sources.
It's not a thing. Either way, we're gonna be moving on into this. Shu versus Dudox. Dudox isn't able to get the first weapon. Shu doing a nice little neutral air to make sure he gets that weapon denial. Both players, however, do get their hands on the bow.
You really hasn't been able to do a whole lot in the way of strings. He's gotten a couple taps here and there. So far, Dudox has been able to answer back a little bit harder, but they're trading reasonably evenly, all things considered. Shiyu is going to be going down into the shenanigans, and we're going to see Dudox pull out the sword. Nice string, and it ends with a kill. He gets a downlight dare, picks up a recovery into a nair. And Shiyu just got deleted.
I really don't see that final nair come up very often these days, because, you know, before the last patch it was always nair into recovery, because it was true if you did it right. But then that got nerfed, and before people would do a recovery and then a nair, but it was never reliable. You'd have to do a really good read, and basically that's what Dudox did here, is get the right read, figure out which direction she was going to go, whether he was going to try to hang up or dodge downward, and he got the nair and the kill, so well done to Dudox on that account.
And he's been able to convert a whole lot more damage off of that. Shiyu's still not able to finish off this first stock. I'd like to see Dudox stick to that sword. Nice side air from Shiyu will catch Dudox and give him some breathing room. But he wanted to stay there, trying to go for a neutral lights on the edge. That wasn't really... I don't think that was the strongest option. I would have liked to see Shiyu just back up, pick up a weapon, give himself some sig opportunities, or at bare minimum, a little bit more range. But he down sigs for the movement. Dudox gets a nice punish with a recovery underneath, and gets a side air to kill. And Dudox is looking at the 3 stock.
Dudox playing extremely strong. I mean, he sees where she was moving every single time, and going off of every hit he does is yet another follow-up, and I think she is struggling to finally get this kill. He's been hitting a few side airs here and there, but none of them in the right position. The nair, on the other hand, is finally going to get the kill, but Dudox has a 1-stock lead.
But Dudox, he's got that sword. That has been his main damage buildup and kill weapon. That's what he took the first stock off so cleanly, and that's where he got a lot of damage in his second stock. And if I'm Shiyu, I am going to be respecting this sword, trying to max range as much as possible.
Dudox again, nice recovery, building up more damage. Every single hit of damage Shiyu takes here makes it much harder to make this comeback. Ooh, double nair, triple nair,
nairs.
Another nair.
I think a recovery would have been nice, just, you know, for that range, but at the same time, 3 nairs in a row, it's got to at least feel good. It's a good moral victory. But Dudox gets a downlight side air, and one more side air can finish off Shiyu. He's still got the dodge, burned it, recovery, no.
Not gonna happen. Moral victories don't count if you just end up losing the match, and Dudox takes the game.
There's a solid lead, solid clean kills from Dudox, and Shiyu, He's going straight into the Barraza. Didn't like the lack of defense. Is going to be mixing up his weapon set, but in particular, he's got a crud ton more defense now.
He does have a lot of defense. I think it's interesting that, you know, he's switching into these axe guns. Dudox has some experience against axe, although I'm not sure how much of that applies after all these months. I dare say even a year now. I mean, we're already October.
Oh, it's time flies when you're playing Brawlhalla.
I was gonna say playing ranked. It's time.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Some of those ranked games. This is
some of
might
them.
be the opposite.
Some of them, but you don't worry about those, right? You just move on.
No, I
to
need the
next one.
elo. All right, you worry about every single one. But Shiyu, he's going for the Barraza. He's going to give himself more range with those gun sares. He's going to give himself more defense. Obviously, he's going from 4 to 8. And he's giving himself a little bit more force in, but he's going to end up sacrificing a whole lot of dexterity, which might come back to bite him. It depends on how much he was reliant on that dexterity, but I don't hate the decision to switch characters. He kind of struggled in that mirror.
Yeah, indeed he did. I think Barraza used to be really popular back when Pugsy started using him, and even before that, when everyone made those BMG political cartoons saying that BMG was just nerfing Barraza into the ground. And at the time, he got pretty popular, but he sort of dropped off the face now, and I think part of that has to do with the lower decks, but I still think he can be a generally strong character. It is a little bit tough with some of the chain dodge and chase dodge changes, but if Sia knows what he's doing, that's not it! That's not it! Oh, he's back!
Okay, never
he's
mind.
back, he knows what he's doing!
Undo those sound effects.
It's easy, it's no problem.
It's cool. It was a
bait.
bait. It's
It's
the
a
mind
bait.
games. It's all about the long con, the hustle.
And look
as
at
Shiyu
this.
has taken the health lead with these guns. The guns are fantastic for building up damage. You can see he's catching so many down airs, so many downlights. Every time Dudox gets on top of him, there's another downlight, followed up by the side air. Not gonna kill, but he switches to axe with a little bit more force.
This guy went from almost killing himself to just absolutely putting down the damage on Dudox. I mean, I think that was a good 150 damage straight before taking any hits himself. He's really putting down the pressure. All he needs is one more good hit here. The downlight's gonna do it, and he has
Stick
the
with
lead.
the guns! Stick with the guns! Oh, he didn't want to clear it. Instead, he just picked up the guns in the air. He gets a dare gravity cancel downlight recovery. Dudox tries to refute it, reply back with his own recovery, but it's nowhere near as much damage or force as the gun recovery. Shiyu, he's making these guns work just offensively. It is grotesque how well he is using these guns.
Very nice guns, getting some really good movement and dodge reads. It really is going to be up to Dudox to try to make this adaptation because he looks completely unprepared for these guns.
I think there's a little bit of Dudox not actually expecting this impressive gunplay to come out. I mean, you saw Shiyu falling, bumping his head, kind of almost throwing away a stock early on, and I think Dudox is still kind of waking up from the fact that that same person is the one who has just taken off his second stock.
Exactly, it really is all a bait. This is the greatest bait of all time. And right now, as he was looking at a 3-stock, it may not be very likely because of his high damage taken, but oh, there he goes. Dudox able to get it off of a recovery.
Yeah, not the most force on that recovery, but he got it high in the sky, and Shiyu did have a reasonable amount of damage on him. But Dudox needs to put out a whole lot more damage or get just an amazing gimp right now because he's a full stock behind Shiyu. And you're seeing him kind of go for the gimp, but Shiyu just immediately gets past.
I will say, however, Dudox looks a lot better against these guns right now. He's basically sort of flirting around Siu, looking for an opening, but not quite trying to overextend like he did basically in that first stock where he saw Siu's guns and went, hey, I can do this. This guy almost killed himself, and instead just kept dodging into everything Siu did.
It's a little bit of a wake-up from Dudox. He's recognizing that he is on his last stock. He's got to play this a little bit more intelligently, you know, do the proper spacing that almost everyone is aware of at this point, you know, overspace and then dodge in during the active frames. Nice Sares. She's still got a couple recovery options. We'll be getting back to the wall. But Dudox, I think he's just essentially decided, okay, I'll actually respect you now and try to close this out here in game 2. But Shiyu's looking real strong right now.
Oh, and all he needed was that neutralite. As Dudox fell onto the stage, he basically had already burned all of his options when the neutralite hit, and she was going to take game 2. I gotta say, I am surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. And Dudox is taking out the old main, Bryn.
We know the stories of Dudox's Bryn. His Bryn was dominant for a reasonable amount of time. It was a really strong Bryn. It's going to be interesting to see how his Bryn can hold up against the gunplay of Shiyu. I mean, that was kind of the standout play from game 2. Shiyu didn't have the most axe play in the world. So Dudox's options against guns, it's going to be interesting to see what he does. I personally think Axe has a little bit of difficulty getting in on top of guns, especially since they both kind of have that safe spot in front of him. Axe doesn't always hit stacked. So maybe we'll see a lot of spear play come out of Dudox, maybe a lot of downlight and neutral lights. I don't know.
I mean,
it's gonna be interesting.
I just think that Dudox needs to think a little bit more on his defense. I think that, you know, the axe and the spear, those are good weapons, but it's when he gets hit by one gun move that he suddenly ends up getting hit by 10 gun moves. And that part of that has to do with just using his dodges in a way that Zoo is familiar with and is able to punish really easily. And so I think if he can adjust that, Dudox will be good. But of course, I'm interested to see how Manta Ray Axe works out.
Well, he had the X mirror and he was winning out. Shiyu not really able to do much. Dudox, I want to believe he was going to go for a dare there, but it ended up just ledge canceling, didn't go far enough down. But his axe play, it's working out. He's got the Sayers, he's got the recovery.
Boy.
Shiyu running out of options. One more chance, and the dare.
He has recovery again.
He's got a chance. The dares.
Dudox comes in.
Perfect stuck. No damage put out onto Dudox.
No damage. Dudox showing his efficiency with the axe. We can't get a JV4 because you got one downlight. But Dudox is back with the axe. What is he going to do here? Both players basically looking for some sort of string starter. Not quite finding it who has the guns this time. But he's finding it a little more difficult to actually land the hits now.
Dudox, he had a strong showing in the axe mirror in the first stock of Shiyu's. He was able to outspace the guns, but now that Shiyu's kind of gained momentum on his gunplay, we're seeing Dudox struggle a little bit.
Nice chain dodge to basically get around Dudox's first chase dodge and turn around with the neutralite. And he's looking for this kill here. He's going to be close, but of course, every hit Dudox gets is going to be super important. The gravity cancel neutralite. Can he get the final follow-up? No, not without spear recovery.
We haven't seen any signatures come out from Shiyu. Barasa doesn't have the worst signatures in the world. I would like to see a couple side six thrown out. You know, Sentinel's level. Barasa's, it's similar. All right. I'd like to see a down sig if Dudox is approaching too much, but the side air will be able to finish off this stock on Dudox, and I'd like to see Shiyu stick with the guns. Those are his best weapon, and yeah, he's going to stick with them.
I mean, I did see Shiyu use an axe neutral sig once, and that sort of whiffed. It's very possible Shiyu just doesn't feel as comfortable with these Barraza signatures. He seems to be a lot more comfortable using all the gun light attacks, and that's what he uses to get these nice strings.
I mean, he's been able to rack up a whole lot of damage, so I can't fault him for using it to build up damage, but Barraza down sig is a fantastic kill option. Just saying.
Well, whatever the case, Dudox, both players are in the same stock, but Dudox has put down the damage on Siu. It looks like Siu could come back, but that slide
charge.
He
speed dodges so that he has enough momentum that he can get just the maximum amount of horizontal distance on that slide charge side sig onto Shiyu. Shiyu, though, comes back. He's got the guns in hand. That's another signature thrown out, but Dudox is way below him. Shiyu needs to find his kill option soon. He's been able to rack up damage. He's starting to fish for neutral signatures, but Dudox he's just been out of the range of it.
Yeah, Shiyu was looking for a dodge downward after the neutralite, but Dudox is just not biting anymore. And, you know, like I was saying, like, Dudox, if he just made sure he didn't dodge in these more predictable ways, he'd be set. And he's doing that. Like, she was finding it much more difficult to get the momentum that he got in that second game.
Now Dudox is looking to finish off this last stock of Shiyu. She is getting close to kill range and has still not been able to take the stock off of Dudox. The downlight will not be enough. Dudox has a little bit more defense this time. Neutral light to punish. That will kill, but he's basically got a perfect stock to Dudox right now.
Well, I don't know about that. He's in the orangish red. He's got a little bit of room. He isn't a high defense character. Don't
you
forget.
say that, but if he misplays it, if he steps too far to the side, you could see Dudox catching him with, you know, 2 hits and a sig, and Shiyu's gonna be dead. That side air is gonna send him flying, and he's dead.
Oh, and that's gonna be it. He doesn't dodge enough. The spear hits him, and Dudox is gonna take game 3.
What fantastic gunplay from Shiyu in game 2, at least.
Really well done, I gotta say. Watching Shiyu come out in that second game and just whip out the guns and deal a ton of damage. Unfortunate that he couldn't carry that momentum all the way to game 3.
Well, we are going to be continuing on. We're going to be seeing some more Bryn. It's going to be Mama Gimpera on the Bryn. I have no clue who Mama Gimpera is going to be going up
really?
against.
Mama Gimpera, someone I fought quite a lot on the US West servers.
Oh, so it's just right.
What? Were you gonna say something?
What?
Huh?
What?
Speaking of US West, Face Solar,
Mama Gimpera on
another Evo player. I believe he's West. I think so. I in my mind, all Evo players are in US West, but I don't actually know if that's true.
That makes sense. I mean, I have no arguments against that. I don't see either of them on my bracket. Am I like
what? I'm gonna maybe pull up the bracket and refresh it.
I'm just saying, on my bracket,
Oh, it's right there. It's at the top. Face Solar versus Mama Gimpera.
There's the winner of that is gonna go on to fight Tyler. I was looking at round 3 and I was like, I don't see any. Okay, whatever. So we're gonna be seeing Mama Gimpera versus Face Solar. Face Solar is gonna be on that Val. Mama Gimpera sticking with his Bryn that we saw earlier on. Will the axe be the main theme of these Bryn players?
It'll be interesting to see, but right off the bat, Face Solar trying to do a weapon deny using a double jump ground pound. Mama Gimpera doesn't care, goes to the other side, picks up his own weapon, and we got a spear versus sword matchup right now.
Ooh, but Face Solar gets underneath, gets a downlight ground pound. This time he presses the other direction, downlight recovery. Trying to just build up that damage. I'd like to see more recoveries. Recoveries do more damage than the ground pound, unless you can get some sort of reset or something like that. Weapon toss, not going to work out for him, but Mama Gimpera with a nice dodge pivot side sig onto Face Solar. Not enough to kill, but still, I like the thought processes.
Face Solar using a ground pound, but not letting go of it quite early enough to hit the recovery. He's fine. He's fine. He's made it back on stage, and he's going to go ahead and punish that signature, but only to the extent of a sidelight. Tries to use a side sig, but gets hit by the side air, and that's going to send him flying.
That side air from the right side of the stage, killing the left kill box. Face Solar has a reasonable amount of defense on him, and apparently had a reasonable amount of damage on him for that side air to kill.
Oh yeah, but this time he's got the sword. He tries for another downlight ground pound, but this time I think he delayed the ground pound a little too much. It's certainly an interesting option, but I feel like downlight dare is just sort of better. Yeah, I mean,
the only time I can say downlight ground pound might be a strong option is like off stage when you're trying to set up for that gimp.
Yeah, and he did get that. To be fair, he had it off stage, and he tried to go for the downlight ground pound. But I mean, again, it's just hard to hit.
That's fair. I think Face Solar is now just kind of trying to find the stock evener. He knows Mama Gimpera is low. That neutral sig will be finishing off the stock. Doesn't even need to go off stage. It's just going to bounce him off and into the kill box. But Face Solar is reasonably far behind. He's in the orange. Mama Gimpera hasn't yet to pick up a weapon, but really doesn't need to.
Indeed. Face Solar. Oh, nice ground pound, but it doesn't connect. Instead, Mama Gimpera uses all of his options. He's gonna die. No, Face Solar does not get a chance to completely punish that.
He had the opportunity with the ground pound. Interesting. He likes downlight ground pound.
But it's hard to hit, and he's missing it. if he was landing every down like ground pound, I would not complain. I'd say very good. But when you are missing the down like ground pounds, it's hard to deny that it's hurting you.
Yeah, just a little bit of a lack of damage just due to not being able to convert the full amount out. Facialar, he's switching in the gauntlets now, but once again, the side airs from Mama Gimpera showing their stuff, sends Facialar off the map. I'm not seeing a lot come out of Facialar's gauntlet play. He hasn't gotten the big strings, he hasn't gotten the offstage plays. In fact, like he dropped that one ground pound on the left side.
He really likes using the sidelights, and I think he's very familiar with sidelight nair, but I don't think I've seen him use a downlight on gauntlets, and you'll get the downlight to chase, dodge, and air. Clearly, he's not very comfortable with that. So, I think the Val's an interesting pick, and if he does end up losing this game, I would not be surprised if he immediately switches over, because I think the gauntlets may need a little bit more practice.
His sword play's been solid though. Maybe he could switch out to like a Hattori or a I don't know, a Koji, Bodvar, any sword character.
Hitting 4 neutralites in a row.
Facialar, fed up with it, just throws out a side sig, takes Mama Gimpera off the map, and despite those 4 neutralites, Facialar not too terribly damaged, just now getting into the orange range. Side sig thrown out, Facialar is going to punch with a nice side light nair into a dare. Gets a reasonable amount of damage. Ooh, gets under the down sig.
Oh, nice downlanded Sair. And neither of these players are super into doing aggressive edge guarding. It's mostly a lot of staying on stage, maybe coming out and throwing a Sair, but only if it feels super safe. Mama Gimpera, however, doesn't need the edge guard, gets a down sig, gets the kill, and moving on into game 2.
I mean, Mama Gimpera really didn't have to go off stage for anything aggressive. We saw a couple dares at one point with the spear. Hey, you know, if your gauntlets didn't work, go to other gauntlets. These have different stats, and they're gonna things.
I want to see if there's something Facialar knows that we don't, because I'm not seeing it right now. I wouldn't put it past him to be like, hey, Core has the most amazing signatures, and I know how to use them. But
the side sig though,
the light attacks on gauntlets, I think, are something Facialar needs to work a little bit more on. And you know, you can work on it in training mode. I don't think in the middle of a tournament.
No, you gotta practice it. This is the best place to practice.
The time to practice.
This is the optimum
time. I don't
think
you should be listening to Duke.
Regardless, Facialar has yet to pick up his first weapon. Mama Gimpera has had the axe, has gotten about 3, 4, 5 hits just now. Downsig not going to connect onto Facialar, and Facialar immediately picks up the gauntlets, gets a tap, but he needs more. He needs more than just a tap here and there.
I mean,
he's not speed dodging after the dare. You saw him go for that dare into a neutral light.
Yeah.
But he didn't go for the speed dodge, which does make that. I believe that makes it true, right?
It does depend on the health levels, but Mama Gimpera, he's put down the damage. I think Facialar's made a pretty decent comeback in terms of health. He did manage to get a number of hits, and you know, being core certainly helps. But the real question is, like, can Facialar really pull out the gauntlets and do something new? It really doesn't seem like it. A lot of sidelights that are just outside the range, and I mean, Facialar, listen, the downlight has more range.
But if Mama Gimpera is playing a little bit too aerial, maybe Facialar is trying to catch him mid, you know, like using that sidelight as a little bit of an anti-air. But Mama Gimpera just waited out the sidelight there, got a nice punish. Facialar needs to get this kill. That side air is not quite enough. Oh, it is.
Yeah, he burned his
recovery. I thought
recovery.
Mama Gimpera got a touch.
Nah. He burned his recovery. He knew it. Facialar knew it. Facialar does manage to clean out that stock, but he is in the yellow. As yellow as his rock skin color.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Facialar gets under. He gets the sidelight.
He's missing all the nairs.
He's not converting. He's not doing the usual wait after the sidelight and punish the dodge out. He's just kind of going for these sidelight nairs, and it's super not working out. I'd like to see him mix up his playstyle. Sometimes he'll get it. Sometimes you just saw right there. He gets a sidelight nair dare. But that's what, 1 in every 5, right. 1 in every 10.
This ain't the bop combo. You're not getting any damage per hit. You don't want to fish for it that hard. He does have a hammer this time. I want to see what he can do on hammer. I feel like
Down
we
like
haven't
ground
seen Facelor's hammer very much. Sure, stomp into stomp into ground. Wait, what?
He's been doing down like ground pound with every other weapon. Why not do it with hammer as well? But right now he's going back to the gauntlets and is dead. The recovery.
By the bottom of the recovery. That's a nice diamond flag. I feel like I haven't actually seen the diamond flag.
That's most people who have the flag taunt wave their nation's flag or like Bomb or maybe a face, but I haven't seen any of the like the original emblems with that flag.
I have myself a pride flag. It's nice.
I don't have any flags.
That's not nice.
Hey, we got the Napoleon Lucian. Viva la Revolution. And he's going to be going up against the Wushang. That is the white Wushang. Is that a skin? I don't remember any of Wushang's skins.
That's a skin. Oh my god,
skin.
This guy doesn't know the skins.
The only skin I know is the one with the straw hat.
He's got like tattoos all over his body.
Maybe that's just what happens when you put on that color.
Skin. Color.
What color is that?
Skin. This is white.
Sure about that?
Yes. Does he look white to you? It looks white to me.
Hey, but he's got the blue accents on the tattoos.
It's like gray accents.
Hey, they're going to King's Pass.
Ooh,
interesting
I like
pick.
this.
It's going to be Lynx versus Penguin here in game 1. Lynx is just starting off with the down heavies, the unarmed down heavies. That's all you need. Throws away the spear. It lands on the south platform, so he won't be able to pick it back up. But I don't think he's too deterred. He wants to stick with that close to the chest play style.
Well, I don't know if the closest chest play style is working out for him because Penguin right now has dealt a ton of damage, almost gets the side stick, but thankfully Lynx uses a nice chase dodge to get his invulnerability frames to get rid of that. But Penguin does a lovely Qatar down sig to clean out the stuff.
Dead.
Like,
Lynx. I don't. Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you've noticed this, but we don't see Lucian outside of EU very much. Like here on the NA, there isn't much Lucian. We've already seen 2 Lucians. I'd call this a meta shift.
More like a parry shift, am I right?
No. You're not right.
Neutral Sig bounces him off the island, not going to be a kill option. He needs to get that either higher or in the other direction, but the recovery will work out. Sends him to the sky kill box. Lynx is going to be trying to clear the board, but the weapons are so far away. He wanted to punish the pickup with that ground pound.
Nice double neutralite, reading Lynx's movement downward. Unfortunately, doesn't get the side sig, and Lynx, nice little, nice gauntlet string.
Nice string, chases deep.
Pound? Not quite. He almost killed himself.
He worked out. It works out. Lynx getting the kill. He chased deep. There was a moment where Penguin actually had survivability, but he went for a punish on the Lynx, and I think that ended up saving Lynx and hurting himself. He's trying to finish off the stock with the down sig, but Lynx, he just got a solid lead off that big string.
Really well done. And Penguin, he's trying to even it up, and he's close. He's getting nice gun neutralite hits. Those will deal a lot of damage as they rack up. But neutral sig, that's gonna do it. Nice punish on the side air. Even stocks, but he's in the orange. But he's also Lucian. That's some decent defense.
Ooh, but the side air from Lynx, you can have a decent amount of defense, but when you're basically 100 damage behind your opponent, that defense is gonna get mitigated as long as don't get that that sky gimp. Lynx trying to finish off this stock. Nice snare. Keeps Penguin off the stage. Can't get the ground pound on top of the recovery from Penguin. Penguin punched him into his guns, but he's still getting close to kill range. Lynx is just going to start throwing out SIGs for days.
Yeah, he's trying to get what he can. I've seen him use that neutral sig on gauntlets a lot of the times, and all he needed was a sidelight. Sidelight. Piece of cake.
Well, the side kill boxes of King's Pass are a little bit smaller. It's got a lot of vertical height on that kill box, but not as much in the way of side killing, so not too big of a surprise that Lynx got that side light kill. And we're going to be continuing on. I don't think I saw any character swaps, and King's Pass is still on the board, which I don't think is a strong pick for Penguin.
Well, we'll see how this works out. I mean, I don't know. I think we're moving to Blackguard. He's got the Lucian. I think there's potential there. Lynx pulled out some really nice things, but I want to see Penguin's Katars do some work. I don't think we've seen Penguin's Katars. Maybe it's that
he got that double neutral light, but you're right. It's been a predominantly gun-centric play style, and Lynx is finding the holes inside the gunplay. Generally, if you're gonna play those guns, you're gonna be pushing hitboxes. You know, if you're not playing the safe spacing gun style, then you're gonna be pushing those close to the chest kill boxes with those dares. And so far, Lynx has just found every single gap, been using those speed dodge iframes immaculately, and he has pushed Penguin into the red already, and Penguin really hasn't found an answer.
I'm telling you, the Katars can do it against the gauntlets. Right now, Penguin is just finding it impossible to get the guns to work because Lynx is using some really hard aggression. The chase dodge is in. He's used multiple times to get in against the neutral lights, and his signatures are just at the right times.
He's just doing a great job of approaching Penguin right now.
Absolutely, and you can see he's throwing away the spear because he knows that the gauntlets are doing the work. Lynx, I mean, on Katars, he's got some good things going. He'll do like neutral lights and neutral lights, using that as a reset. He's gotten the down stick to connect multiple times, but I feel like he gets some good things going on Katars and then just throws them away for the guns. Nice neutral
Buddy
sig.
gets a nice neutral
Use
sig,
that.
and maybe he's saving it. Maybe it's one of those things where he wants to build up the damage with the guns, use the Katars for the kill options, or just keep it in the back pocket to kind of catch his opponent off guard. But Lynx he's just finding so many holes in this gunplay of Penguin. Penguin really hasn't. He just gets destroyed every single time. I know that sounds incredibly biased, but it's just it's the easiest way to explain that Penguin hasn't been able to space out Lynx.
I mean, basically, Penguin is using these neutral lights against opponents because he's used to having them run into it when they're trying to be aggressive. But with the chase dodge changes, Lynx just goes right through them. The iframes
Lynx is just 100% using those iframes to get in on top of Penguin.
And Penguin's just unprepared. Penguin with the Katars.
Oh!
I want to see him. I want to see the Katars.
I like the attempt. I like the attempt to punish. The down sig didn't quite work out. Lynx is just fishing for nairs and ground pounds on that sidewall, and Penguin just immediately throws away the Katars. He does not enjoy using those Katars.
Out of the case, Lynx, lots of neutral lights, getting in damage. Another neutral light. He's just neutral lights.
This is it's some brutal stuff coming out from Lynx. Penguin throwing out the side sig, throws out the neutral sig, will pick it up as a soft platform, puts Lynx into position for it. Penguin, he's got a set of guns or a different set of guns. Really, it's his pick of guns. But Lynx, again, back to the gauntlets. He just finds a falling nair on the Penguin.
And yeah, at this point, it really only needs one more good hit. The side light doesn't quite get the nair follow-up. He's got a spear this time. I mean, a ground pound would clean it up. He does go for that attempt, but doesn't quite get it. Nair into recovery. Recovery doesn't connect. Penguin does go over, but the side air is going to do it, and Lynx takes the set 2-0.
Strong gauntlet play from Lynx that really helped pull it out over Penguin. 2-0 very cleanly. And you will be continuing on.
And I gotta ask, how you liking the lack of gadgets?
I haven't noticed.
Nice.
Yup. I mean, there's not a lot that can be said. I know there's been a fair number of situations where, like, I don't know, someone's like close to getting 3-stocked, and maybe if a mine had spawned or a bomb had spawned, they would have at least saved them a little bit of face. But at the same time, we're seeing people really be kind of pushed to the brink of their weapon play. Whereas like even in that last game, there might have been situations where Penguin would have liked a bomb or a mine to help kind of control some space, prevent Lynx from approaching grounded, or you know, just like knock him away a little bit. But he was forced to use the weapons that he had, which were guns and Katars, and he kept throwing away the Katars.
Yeah, it was a little sad to see that happen. You know, I think at the end of the day, it was this idea that he was not feeling Katars as much, not feeling as comfortable with Katars. He liked the guns. I understand. People like their weapons. I mean, if you handed Lucian to me, I'd only play guitar. I just wouldn't touch the guns. It wouldn't happen. But we're moving on into this next match, and we got more gauntlets coming up.
Yay, gauntlets. Post up. He's been mixing up his characters. So not the most surprising thing. We have seen him play Valiant, but usually when it comes down to crunch time, he'll be switching back to those Katars. On the other side, Dog, he gave up the Taros for gauntlets, and it hurts,
happy.
but I don't blame him. It hurts, but I don't blame him. All right.
I'm happy. No more Taros. Count me in.
SMH. But we're going to be seeing gauntlets versus gauntlets. It's going to be sword versus spear. When it comes down to pure weapon matchups, that gives us slight edge to Dog. Spear generally able to space out sword a little bit better. But if you don't have the spear and post up does have the sword, well then you can't use the spear to space out the sword.
You're not wrong there. Dog finally manages to get his hands on a weapon, but Manny's taken a lot of damage in the meantime. Can he make this back now that he does have the spear? It's going to be a little bit difficult. Post up. He's putting down all the pressure. He's getting past some of these spear throws with the neutral sig. A nice
interesting option with that gravity cancel neutral light, yeah.
Almost.
But Dog trying to get back down to ground. He really hasn't found his footing. Post up has been able to put up so much pressure. Nice neutral sig to read the jump from post up. He is going to be able to make it back down to ground, and he's been slowly adding up the damage. Side sig connects, and post up is dead.
What?
Gauntlets.
Dog basically using the power of gauntlets to take away the entire lead that post up had gotten. Post up, of course, he can turn it around whenever he wants to. But I mean, Dog's basically turned around and said, "Hey, you ain't put down the damage." What? Dog?
What?
4 neutral lights. Hello? Post up. What are you doing, man?
Is this a bot?
Dog.
Is
No,
this a
it's
bot?
not a bot. It's not
Is this
a bot.
a bot? Post up hasn't dodged. Is this a bot? Is this a bot?
It is a bot. Well, feels bad, man.
I mean, you know, it was reasonably close, but then suddenly post up DC'd and Dog got the free win. He got the elo. All right, that is gonna be. I think what are the rules? Does it just restart? Does that count as game 1?
Rules. Read the rules. Yes, the rules say that the rules are true.
The rules are true. So.
Yes.
Okay, that's a really good rule to have.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want people believing that the rules are false, so
Yep.
putting the rules in the rules that says that the rules are true. That's good rule making.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, really. I'm not.
So while we're waiting here, you know, you have a good weekend.
Yeah. Every time you ask me this, I'm left to like think back upon
Think
my
what your
weekend.
weekend was. I know what your entire weekend was. I
Wow,
want you to know
Creed,
that.
can you not be a stalker?
I
That's
think
creepy.
I think I spent almost my entire weekend with you.
Hey Creed, what's your perfect weekend?
My perfect weekend?
Outline like if you had like a timeline of your perfect weekend, like a schedule.
Are we starting on Friday or Saturday?
What day starts the weekend for you, Creed?
The weekend for me starts Friday
It's the
evening.
weekend.
Friday evening
okay.
is
All
when
right.
the weekend starts.
Does that answer that for you?
Friday evening.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Jeez.
All right. And you answered it yourself, okay?
But some people don't think the weekend starts on Friday evening.
Green.
What?
Creed, it's your weekend.
What do you mean it's my weekend?
It's your weekend.
The weekend is a defined thing, okay? I don't know if I
It's
start
a
talking about Friday
it's
and
your
you look at me
perfect
like I'm
weekend.
crazy.
It's your perfect weekend. My perfect weekend is 28 days in a row of doing nothing. Post up versus Dog. Here we go. I don't even know if we're redoing game 1, but it looks like we are because we're back on Mammoth. And Post up doesn't have the advantage this time of being able to deny Dog weaponry, but at the same time, Dog hasn't just deleted Post up stock with his gauntlet play. So
Yeah, I mean, they were both-
seems like they've adapted.
They were both pretty even when I believe Post Up ended up getting disconnected. That was, I think that was before the 5 neutral lights. Post up this time. He got his hands on some gauntlets. Oh, nice little gravity cancel downline, but I think the more ideal scenario after that is the chase dodge in the air, and I think he went for the side air thinking it'd work, and it didn't quite happen. Whatever the case. Dog, he's turning it around yet again. Question is, who's going to take out this first stock first?
They are both getting close to that kill range. Both of them at this point, if they get, you know, a good side sig from about mid-stage, could finish off their opponent. But we're seeing Dog really be the one to throw out a whole lot more of his signature grid. He's thrown out quite a few side sigs. He connects with that one to punish the signature from post-up. But post-up, we might see a repeat of game 1 where post-up just comes back, picks up gauntlets, and throws out a side sig to finish off the stock.
Ooh, nice chain dodging to catch up to Dog as soon as possible. Unfortunately, he isn't able to do much out of it. Dog is using a lot of neutralites. You know, Dog, this isn't a bot this time. He's not going to run into all of them. Post up. He's looking for the skill.
A few.
Maybe a couple. Maybe a couple. Down sig is going to do it. And both players are in their second stock. Post up's only taking like a little bit of damage. Very even.
Really hasn't taken a whole lot. Dog was so close to death that post up really just needed to pick up that signature, but he did a great job not taking too much damage for it.
Post up!
But he overcommitted!
Post up! No!
Post up! Too deep, my man. You broke it. You just fell to your death, and that is going to be a free stock for Dog, and Dog really didn't take too much punishment while post up was going so hard in the paint. Post up comes back, he's got the sword, and we're seeing him play a little bit more safely. Space out Dog, max range everything.
Yeah, he's on the ground this time. He's staying there. Yeah, he's gotten some good damage, but ooh, he's gonna need to make this up. He's gonna need to get the skill as soon as possible. He could very well do it, but at this point he's gonna start fishing, and Dog could take advantage of that if he is careful about it.
I like, there's a really tiny thing there from post up where he did a dodge in and then he got a pivot nair to send Dog off of the right side of the stage. That's just really smart play from post up to push Dog off of the stage instead of pushing him further towards the stage, because I mean at this point post up you're looking for the kill. You're not looking for more damage, you're looking for the kill, and he ends up cleaning it up later on. But I like those little moments from post up.
Ooh, double downline into Dare. Very nice, getting
He's
the
taking
reset.
the health lead.
He has the lead now. A neutralite turns it into gauntlets, gets a gauntlet neutralite. He's looking really strong. Can Dog reverse this momentum? He's done it before, but this is the last stock that counts the most right now.
Dog is closer to the
what?
death. That
BMG!
was interesting.
BMG!
I can understand that Dog didn't get picked up by it, but it's interesting that post up didn't get sent flying from it. But regardless, Dog takes full advantage of that drop, has sent post up into the red, but post up picks up the recovery.
Doesn't matter, gets the recovery. He was looking a little hairy there, though. He was in the deep red. He could have just blamed BMG for it. BMG, where's my refund?
It was hairier when post up SD'd his stock for free.
I mean,
he did a great job coming back. A lot of safe sword play to take a stock off, and then just fantastic gauntlet play. But we're going to be continuing on. I once again, is this game 3 or game 2?
This is game 2.
This is game 2. Okay. Well, post up. He's got the sword. Dog has the spear. We didn't see a whole lot of spear play from Dog, but now we're starting to see it come out. Trying to get some stringage action on the post up.
While the stringage happens, Dog is he's putting down a lot more damage than I think we usually see him do. This could be a sort of turnaround. Post up, however, gets a nice gravity cancel downline into recovery, throw into side air. He's making it work. Both players are basically like trading momentum. Like one person will get some strings, next person will get some strings. Overall, quite even. Another neutral sig. Can he get another one? He tries.
Dog gets past.
Side sig!
Oh! Yeah! Dog wanted the turnaround. He wanted the side heavy. You saw him, like, cock back the arm, but post-up was outside of the range and caught him with the side sig. Dog knows how close to death post-up is, and you're seeing him fish for a couple of these kill options, but he just needs to connect. The down sig does, and that will take off the stocks and keep it even.
Post-up going all the way around Dog, only to get hit by the down sig he was trying to avoid in the first place. Gotta hurt a little bit. But 2 dares into gravity cancel side air, into recovery. He's just making it work with this sword right now. And a down sig! Gravity cancel to avoid the spear, and then immediate hitboxes. You don't often see people do that, especially on a weapon throw. And the recovery's gonna clean up the stock. He has a full stock lead.
That was some fantastic play from post up. So high level. And he's running away with it now. He's got a full stock lead over Dog. Dog, he needs to get something big here with these gauntlets. He needs to see that string that we saw in game 1, but I think post up's kind of adjusted. He recognizes how Dog likes to play his gauntlets, like how he likes to do his strings. And Dog just really hasn't had anything else in the tank beside that.
Nice gravity double down light into there. I mean, the double down light, if you can get it true, will end up hurting you just a little bit because of DI. But if your opponent's just not expecting it, it'll work just fine. And I'm sure Dog was not expecting it because that's the first time post up has used it this entire set. Just a lot of down light dare resets, down light stairs. He's got the mix-ups in control.
Gets caught by the side sig, and post up takes it. He had a little bit of connection issue. He had a little bit of kill option issues, but he ends up cleaning it up. Very strong play from post up to take it out over Dog.
And we are going to be moving on up.
More gauntlets.
Into the winners quarterfinals. We're going to see Twilight versus Compute. I don't think I've ever seen Twilight play Wushang.
More gauntlets. Guys. Like, what was there? Was there a patch recently? Was there something like? Did I just like? Was there a patch last night where suddenly gauntlets are the best weapon in the game?
No, gauntlets have been always the best weapon in the game.
What? I don't. It's just this is the
people are learning now.
Fourth
they are
set
learning.
in a row where gauntlets are the first.
Learning. It's a learning process. When gauntlets first came out, people thought they were bad because they didn't know how to use it. But guess what? People know how to use it. They
still don't know how to use them. It's gonna be Twilight versus Compute. Compute sticking with his Bryn, the good old-fashioned Bryn. Twilight will be on that Wushang. We're gonna be seeing gauntlets in another game, and maybe potentially another way. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
At some point, we'll find out. There it is.
We're gonna see the map start to get banned out. Twilight, generally speaking, he likes his sword. He likes his sword Sayers. There's potential to do similar things with gauntlets with those Sayers. Not as safe. It does push your hurtbox forward, but there's still potential to get some big gimp damage with those Sayers. Or bare minimum, he might just get a bunch of Nair ground pound kills.
It will certainly be interesting to see Compute triple chase dodge into turnaround side heavy. The side heavy takes a while, and it wasn't going to catch Twilight. Instead, Compute is basically just turned down a free weapon. Finally does get it, but he's taking damage in the meantime.
He gets a nice neutral light, down light, side air, which will even up the damage. Twilight, he's been sticking with these gauntlets. We saw him pick up the spear, immediately throw it away. Compute's looking for the axe. It's going to have a little bit of an easier time spacing out the gauntlets, but if Twilight knows how to get in, knows the hitboxing, then I think Compute's going to struggle, and we're seeing him just switch up the weapons again.
Compute, yeah, turning out these SIGs, trying to get this kill on Twilight. I mean, he has a little bit more work to do. Twilight, however, he's gotten Compute down into a dark red. Another dare, but no follow-up on the dare. He's hitting these moves that he's not finding follow-ups on. He does punish the down SIG, and that's
barely
very
punishes. Nice. It was just like the tip of the fist on the second swing from Twilight with the side sig to take down Compute. I would have liked to see more spear down sigs come out from Compute, but so far he's been going for neutrals and sides. And when you're playing against something like Gauntlets, oh, he gets the side sig kill. But when you're playing against something like Gauntlets, which wants to be hitbox to hitbox, it wants to be on top of you, why not use something that puts a giant hitbox on top of you?
Well, the answer to that is chase dodges. That's why. Well, either way, we'll see what happens. Twilight, however, he's putting down damage. A lot of side light in the nairs coming out. You know, he's not connecting all of them, but he's connecting enough that it is making a difference. Again, I'm looking for the downlights, and I'm not seeing them. Downlights powerful, guys.
He hasn't really needed them. We're seeing him kind of float in, going for those Sarah approaches, or just get on top and get a side light where, you know, downlight doesn't hit stack, but side light does. Nice side air, will send Compute off the stage. Nair will finish it off, and Twilight comes back safely, and he's got a reasonable stock lead right now, or health lead right now.
very much. Compute needs to change things up. He gets a nice downlight in there. That's sort of what I was looking for. And almost puts Compute in an awful ice guard situation when Compute is able to get out of it before the ground pound can hit him. Twilight, he's making it work. Compute is trying to go for these jump dares, but it's not working at all. I think he needs to switch up the formula because he's whiffed half a dozen moves now. Finally gets the dare. Is he gonna follow up? Not quite.
When Compute was going for the speed dodge grounded approaches, he went for the sidelight. Sidelight doesn't exactly hit stack, and it kind of relies on your opponent dodging in the direction you're sidelighting. I would have liked to see Compute go for either a downlight to punish a jump or a neutral light if Twilight tried to stay stacked, but he went for the sidelight and it wasn't working out, so he tried to switch up his approach to the down airs, which unfortunately also not really working out for him.
Well, downlight in a stair. That's gonna work out for Twilight. He's making the spear work double dare.
There's ground pound. Compute hasn't touched a wall, and it doesn't matter. It's
gone. Nicely done by Twilight. I basically played nothing but gauntlets that entire stock and went, oh hey, I have this spear. I guess I'll just kill you with it. Well, whatever the case, we're gonna move on to the next match. Compute has not changed his legend. He's feeling confident about this Bryn pick, but he's got to change it up if he's gonna go up against Twilight right here. I want to see maybe more spear play to try to get around these gauntlets, but the gauntlets are powerful and he knows it, and every time he tries to go for an approach, it's just not working.
I'd like to see a little bit of a slower play from Compute. Punish approaches from Twilight. Use those downlights when Twilight's going for those Sarah approaches, but I said it. I did say the Sares had potential, and we just saw it there as Twilight got like 4 Sares.
Goes Twilight. It's like the old Sword Twilight all over again, except with the gauntlets.
It's the same style of play, different weapon. It's just another day for Twilight. As he goes for a downlight with a side air follow-up, realizes that's not quite working out, so he goes for a downlight side light.
Yeah, that downlight side air does need to wait until it's higher damage before it'll actually connect. Early on, it's just not gonna hit. Twilight's realized it. Goes for a nice side sig, but gets interrupted by that neutral light. And both players are looking very even in the damage, except for the fact that Twilight has a full stock lead.
Well, he's done such a good job getting on top of Compute. Compute really hasn't found a strong answer to these approaches from Twilight. A nice downlight side air will knock him away. He's got to take full advantage of the fact that Twilight is unarmed. He gets a Sair, but he needs more. That's not it.
Oh,
that recovery will take down the stock, but we haven't really seen Compute take control. A lot of the neutral has been dictated by Twilight with the approaches. Compute, every time he tries to approach, has not really been able to find a hit, and it's just been Twilight deciding how the fights are going to happen.
And Twilight just uses neutral sig 3 times in a row, and the third one connects and gets the kill. Taking advantage of Compute's just basic confusion about how to approach Twilight. All Twilight needs is just to throw out some hitboxes, and suddenly Compute's in the dirt.
Compute.
Both players skirting around each other. Compute is going for a lot of spear dares. I'm a little confused.
Well, he's also throwing out a lot of downlights, expecting Twilight to kind of play aerially and once again go for those side air approaches. But now Twilight's just been playing grounded, and it's just been opening up Compute every time he puts himself for those downlights. Not able to punish the long ground pound from Twilight. Recovery? No, Compute, he seems a little scared.
And honestly, I can't blame him all that much, given how badly Twilight has been taking these last 2 games. Twilight does end up getting killed. Compute punishes him for trying to go too hard on him, but I mean, it's almost a stock lead here. Twilight just needs 1 sig, and he's gonna get it with the side sig.
Side sig very clean, takes off the stock. Twilight showing off his gauntlet play a little bit. Maybe he's getting ready for PCX. I don't know. No, I'm just saying.
Maybe. I mean, there's a patch in 2 days. I think that's when you wanna mix it up, right?
Well, you don't know. Maybe the patch won't affect gauntlets at all. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe. You don't know.
I mean, I don't, but if they don't nerf the gauntlets, I think there's gonna be some riots.
I mean, if they don't nerf every weapon except for my weapons,
That's true.
right? Isn't that's like
I mean, they should really just buff Katars.
They should really just buff whatever weapon I'm playing.
Katars.
Right. Uh-huh. Sure thing.
Thanks, BMG. Love you. We got OMG Barry in the lobby.
Well, it is Barry, and
he's gonna be fighting Noel. The basically the land champion.
yeah, but this isn't land, so Noel's gonna lose. That's how that works, right?
Your words, not mine.
He only like his superpowers only work on land.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Noel's gotten some good showing in the past. He's gotten good showing in the present. He's got a lovely Kingdom Esports avatar. I hadn't seen that yet. That looks awesome.
I mean, all of the flags are looking real cool. Kind of jealous of the org flags.
Well, maybe you should get sponsored.
Maybe you should get sponsored.
I was sponsored.
How'd that go?
You know, it didn't work out 100%. Not quite.
You want to talk about it?
Eh.
All I'm saying, if there's an org out there that also wants to have another org share me, like if we can just be in an orgy, I'm down. Like
Your words, not mine.
But we are going to be seeing Noel going with this is Suri going up against OMG. It's Barry on the yellow Queen Nai. No fancy flag for him. We don't see Noel throwing out the flag. But here we go. We're going to see OMG. It's Barry playing real safe, wanting to space out Noel. You've seen him go opposite sides of the stage and trying to catch Noel with neutral lights when he gets back down to ground.
Yeah, Barry, I mean, he's using that Queen Nai, and when you play Queen Nai, especially on the spear, there's a lot of sort of spacing out your opponent and allowing the approaches. He's trying to wait out Noel. Noel's got the Katars though, and those Katars, they're great for basically getting in on some of these opponents who don't want you to approach. Or do want you to approach? One of those.
Well, yeah, they want you to approach. They just want
They just don't want to approach themselves.
But we're seeing Barry, he's mostly been sticking for those neutral lights, and I think Noel needs to kind of adapt, stay aerially, go for like a falling nair, go for that dare approach. We saw him get a couple openers with it.
Nice
Noel
side sig.
gets him before he can get a touch. OMG Barry will be going down, and we're going to be seeing Noel stick with these Katars, but OMG Barry has a set of his own, gets a nice neutral light. And I'm surprised to see OMG Barry trying to even it up. He's going a little bit hard as he wants to take the stock off of Noel. And I'm very surprised to see that, as I would have expected him to go back to his corner. But the down sig clips over, takes down Noel.
Nice down sig at just the right time, at just the right space. He's reverted back to the spear. Honestly, I gotta say, I want to see more of the Katars. I think the spear isn't working out quite as well for him. He's trying to move back and space out Noel, but Noel just keeps approaching, and the pressure is just not something Barry looks like he can handle. He dies, and he's a full stock behind.
Full stock for Noel.
The Katars are what took out
play.
Noel.
That's fair, but he built up a reasonable amount of that damage off of that spear play, off the very safe spear play. And now that he's on the Katars, we see him go a little bit more aggressive, and Noel's just been winning out.
Oh, looks for the down air read in, but doesn't work out for him. He didn't get a turnaround downlight instead, and the whiff cost him some damage, but he can turn this around. Goes for down sig, but Noel is ready with a neutral light.
Noel's got such a huge stock lead right now. He can kind of start fishing. That was not the best punish. I mean, he got some damage for it, so it wasn't the worst case situation. It's not like he jumped into the neutral sig, but he had all the time in the world, and he just kind of went for a nair. Regardless, Brown Pound from OMG, it's Barry. He's evened up the stocks. He's stuck on the spear. He's not going to be able to get the Katars, but Noel has yet to pick up that weapon. Now he's going to pick up the And the side sig
Ooh,
connects.
nice side sig coming out from the Asuri sword, chasing down Barry. And Noel takes game 1. Nice flag.
That is styling. I like that background with that flag. A lot of the flags that I've seen have like a white background. But that one, that is something.
Props to the art department for getting us a black background.
Well, I mean, isn't that Kingdom Esports just saying like, hey, this is our symbol?
I mean, maybe. I honestly could not tell you how much of a hand BMG had in playing and making those flags and how much the orgs did. But Barry, he switched it up. He's playing Orion. I don't know. I think the spear is difficult. He's finding difficulty with the spear against Noel. And it can work, but it's not quite here. I want to see how his lance does.
Yeah, that's gonna be the critical thing. He gives himself a little bit more dex and a little bit more move speed with this switch to Orion, but at the same time, those haven't been the critical issues for him. It's not like he's been trying to trade back and forth, trying to throw out moves and just being a little bit behind. It's mostly been Noel putting out so much pressure onto Barry. And Barry with this spear play, he's not quite connecting on his hits. Whereas Noel's finding the gaps, getting nice damage. But Barry, he's got the lance play, gets a nice nair, charged up the recovery, was looking for Noel. But Noel was able to throw down a weapon in time.
Noel, he's brought down the damage. He's looking for this kill. Wow, the sidelight manages to connect on Noel, but neither of them react. A little bit weird. Sidelight into nair. Noel gets a nice recovery. Both players looking for this kill. Oh, Barry! Barry!
Oh,
Barry!
okay.
No.
He got a little bit thrown off by the signature chart up from Noel. Didn't quite recognize which direction it was going. Tried to avoid it, and he would have been safe if he just went back down to the ground. But instead, he ended up falling off. Didn't have any jump or recovery options, and that will be the stock. But he's gotten Noel pretty close to dead. He just needs to throw out like a down sig on Noel's approach, and it will be able to finish it off. And that downlight just beat the ground pound.
Well,
What?
I mean, nice downlight. Oh, wow. Manages to dodge through the weapon. Gets back on stage and gets an air, but finally gets
And
taken out by that
people
down sig.
say down sig is bad. Barry gets the lance down sig to finish off the stock of Noel. Doesn't take too much damage, and he's actually been able to basically even it up. He's thrown the spear up. It was kind of just a cover. It was option coverage if Noel got past him, but didn't quite cover well enough. He's kind of disappointed in his spear right now. But he's back to the lance, gets a nice dare. Couldn't quite follow up as Noel was bouncing away.
Ooh, very nice dare. Nice Sair. He's getting the hits in that he needs to. Did I say Barry? Noel was doing that. Barry got back on stage with an air.
Common mistake.
Neutralite into downlight into weapon throw.
Ground pound!
Nice ground
And
pound.
Barry
Catching
has
out
the stock lead.
the recovery.
Noel just needs a kill move. Barry threw away his lance. Was trying to deny the weapon. Waited really long.
Oh,
It looks
wow.
like he's just going to be going for unarmed play on a Noel.
I mean, he can sort of afford it. He's got a lead. It's not a big lead. So I don't know what his plan here is. Oh, the downlight is at the tip of the hitbox and Noel can't get the Sair because of it.
Noel, though, waits it out, gets a nice down sig, but it's in the wrong direction. Barry is going to be able to recover back. Ground pound doesn't connect for Noel. And we might be starting to see the tilt come out. Noel is struggling to finish off the stock, and he's taken so much punishment. Gets the rest. Will finish off the stock. He's going to clear the board. He's going to be sticking with the guitars, but Barry, just the weapon spawns perfectly for him. Shoutouts to BMG.
And Noel gets a nice little string. He always ends up getting that downlight, but
recovery.
never the dare follow-up that he's looking for.
We're seeing Noel's guitar play kind of slow down here. There was a while there where he was kind of just going in, finding gaps, just trying to put out the damage, and then suddenly he realizes he's on his last stock, he's behind on health, and he really can't afford to overcommit and take damage for it. Barry, on the other hand, He's sticking to his guns, playing just outside the hitboxes of Noel, trying to catch him with these stairs. And even though he's thrown out like 4, he didn't get punished for it. So you know what? It's okay. It
is okay, but he does want this end. And Noel, especially with Katars, I'd say, has the chance to turn it around. If he does it at the right time, unfortunately, Chase dodges diagonally upward. If he'd done a dodge upward, he might have made it. Barry gets a ground pound and finishes off. Yeah.
I can understand why he wanted the speed dodge. The speed dodge, it gives you a little bit more range. He needed the vertical height. So his options were that up left corner or just a straight vertical dodge. He went for the speed dodge. You get a little bit more range with the speed dodge. He had the potential to cancel it into a nair if Barry timed that differently, but didn't quite work out for Noel. Maybe if speed dodging straight up worked out for Noel, would have done that. Just saying.
3, 2.
I mean, he wouldn't gotten the speed dodge upward.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the requirements are. Maybe all you have to do is jump.
No, I mean there's no speed dodge upward.
Yeah, I said maybe if there was, though.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
It's hypotheticals, all right? We're just throwing out ideas. It's spitballing. This is the Brawlhalla Weekly Update. This is podcast number 82. Noel needs to find an opening onto Barry. As Barry, with his lance play, we're seeing him speed up a little bit. He was going about like 5 miles an hour. He's in a residential area in game 1. Slowly but surely, he's starting to get out on the highway. And he is starting to run over Noel, as Noel really is, he's starting to struggle.
And Barry, I like this lance. I think the lance is working. His spear, he got it a little bit better, bit by bit, but the lance is something Noel just is finding it hard to go up against. He gets a sidelight, but no direct follow-up. He, like, delays the recovery. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but... I think he might have missed out on an opportunity to get a kill there. Side air. Barry's looking in a bad position. He uses recovery. He has, but it doesn't matter. Noel does not get the ground pound to punish Barry's side airs. Side sig, however, is going to do it.
A little bit of that vertical hitbox catches OMG. It's Barry. He was trying to stay above it, but it looks like the hitbox from Noel was a little bit higher than Barry was expecting, and Noel is going to be taking the first stock. Looking for the kill options, though. Going for a neutral sig. That weapon toss not going to connect onto Noel. He's going to the spear, but he's playing so safe, so high above Noel. And Noel is trying to clear the board. Doesn't want to give Barry the opportunity to switch to that lance.
Ooh, gets a nice ground pound. Is that going to be it? Get a second ground pound? Not quite. Dodges through it. There's a chase dodge diagonal. It worked that time.
Well, that was great patience from Noel to burn enough of his options, but still leave some in the tank.
Oh,
but there's so many weapon tosses. He knows it.
That's what you want to talk about. What happens when there aren't gadgets? That's what happens. That's it.
You just throw weapons.
That's like the one time where lack of gadgets is totally noticeable. Is the fact that a lot of weapons spawned in a row, and those are big hitboxes on someone like Orion.
Yeah, well, maybe they need to nerf throws more. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. But
Barry,
those are here, and Noel
sticking with those throws though. He's disarmed. Noel just doesn't even have to.
Doesn't need it. Instead, he recovery diagonally upward. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was trying to go for a ground pound and like finger slipped. That's okay. Barry, however, gets his hands on a lance. Noel's taking a sizable chunk of a lead here, however.
And we're seeing Noel start to respect the ground pound. He's being a lot more patient on his recoveries, waiting, using all of his options. And Barry just hasn't been able to connect with those ground pounds, which were the main reason why he was able to take stocks in game 2.
Noel, he looked for the side air and got punished. Barry gets a nice side light. String. Oh, he gets a side air though. That Qatar side air, it's just so evil. Barry!
It was worth it!
Barry!
It's worth it! Noel took the recovery!
The dare!
It was worth
with
it!
the great play, doing a dare down to the stage, looking for either the hit or the hit on him.
He went for the recovery knowing that if he hit the angle, it would slide him up towards the wall. But Noel, great presence of mind, just goes down there and says, worst case scenario, we both die. And that's exactly what happened. He had an extra stock in the tank, so he does end up winning it out over Barry. And we're going to be continuing on to see more Gauntlet play. Lynx versus Post Up.
Yeah, you know, gauntlets.
I heard you like gauntlets.
So I put a gauntlet in your gauntlet?
I like to...
You lost it.
Yep.
You dropped it. You gave it to me, and then I gave it back to you, and you dropped it.
If I laugh, then I'm acknowledging your joke.
Shattered
right?
on the ground.
I was just like, ha ha.
In pieces.
It's one of those things where like you don't know what to say, so you just awkwardly laugh and leave the situation. That's what's happening right now.
Well, I mean, right now is no time to leave the situation. Lynx, he like took a second to get back in the game. Lynx, you're in a tournament, man. You can't be slacking. He's taking a bit of damage because he does not have the weapon to begin with. But both players, gauntlets, edge guarding, they end up getting back on stage.
Here, just flying around the maps. Not a huge amount of damage put out on either side so far. Nobody too close to dead. Post Up starting to get some momentum, starting to get some strings. Lynx not yet able to answer back that big string from Post Up. But every time Lynx is off the stage, he's been able to find hits. Post Up gets under the side sig and the ground pound, and that will finish it off.
What a chase, dodge, and air! I should rephrase. That's a momentum dodge and air. I mean, he did not have a hit to get off of that. That was purely using the jump and the momentum to get that nair. Really well done putting Lynx in that edge guard situation. But Lynx is not out of it with his own
dodge.
Pivot,
3 dodges.
Ground pound.
Ground pound, easy. Just do that. Lynx went for the string, went for a ground pound instead of the usual nair follow-up, and it didn't quite work out for him. Post Up was able to get outside of it. But so far, they've been trading even again. Ground pound into a nair from Lynx.
But the down sig, a bit of an odd option. Post Up is not going to eat that.
Well, if the island wasn't there, I could have seen it. But Lynx gets a neutral sig over the island, and he's starting to run away with it all of a sudden. He really hadn't taken too much damage after that initial trading.
But Post Up's not out of it yet. I'm sure he wants to make the most out of this. Gets the swords going! Oh, doesn't get the final hit! Post Up puts himself in a bad position for just a second there, but Lynx is busy getting back on stage, and the ground pound is all he needs.
Post Up picking up the ground pound, and we're even. Back to 1 stock left. Braden back and forth. Lynx gets a big spear string, wanted the falling nair, but was a little bit to the side of it. Post Up. He's got a little bit of a defense though, but he can afford that. Not this. He can't afford this. This much.
Lynx is getting in all the vertical options on gauntlets. Punishes the neutral with his own neutral. Almost gets that down sig. If he'd let go of it at the right time, it would have worked. It's okay. He gets a different down sig. Looks for a follow-up because Post Up got hit by the island, but doesn't find it. Doesn't react in time. Post Up is just like he's just trying to get his foot on the ground at this point.
He's trying to regain composure, but every time he gets too close, you see Lynx start to throw out those kill options. He knows one wrong step, one misposition, and Lynx could take this stock off and take game 1. Post Up throwing out the down sig, just wanting to get a little bit more damage onto Lynx.
He's almost found it with the sword a couple times now, but it's never gotten the full follow-up. Instead, he gets hit by a spear side air on the other side of the map, flies away, and loses game 1.
Solid play from Lynx to take game 1. For a while, they were trading back and forth, and then all of a sudden, Lynx just kind of ran away with it, and we're going to be going in. Same map, same characters, game 2.
Here we go. Post Up and Lynx. Yeah, I mean, Post Up was looking good in the past. He was looking good in the beginning of the game, but I think he needs to find a little bit of footing, try to figure out how to play against these gauntlets. Because not all gauntlets are created equal.
Or just play a little bit more sword. Post Up sword is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Game 1, he was a little bit more gauntlet centric. We saw him start to go to sword on his 3rd stock. Now that we're here in game 2 and he is 1 game away from being knocked out,
Lynx.
Seeing more sword play, but Lynx with his gauntlets is just getting in and getting damage and knocking Post Up away. Side stick thrown out. Post Up punishes with a great side stick of his own.
He does get the final
No.
punish, but he
No!
can't punish that. And the ground pounder recovery
clash.
clash.
The clash.
I don't even think that was like the main
the band?
hitbox on the ground pound for the gauntlets. That was like the activation hitbox.
Right, it didn't look like he had released it early to get, you know, that downward swing. It was just kind of the chest bump, and it worked out for Lynx.
Incredible. Post Up probably a little bit shaken by that, but he can kill Lynx here. He's got Lynx down into the red. He hasn't taken too much damage.
He's waiting. You see him? He's kind of waiting for his sig opportunity, and there it is. There's the side sig. We saw him. He waited on the island, came down, went for a side sig, didn't connect, waited around a little bit, threw out the neutral sig, didn't connect, switched to the sword, and hey, side sig. That's all he needed. And he's going to try to build up more damage with the sword, but he's got to avoid the big strings from Lynx.
Oh, Lynx gets a nice gravity cancel side sig. Post Up. He gets the sword. Oh, he's finding those sword downlight dare resets in interesting positions. That neutral sig is not something you see too often, but I think he's got it down.
It's fine. Lynx chased deep. Post Up was just barely able to get outside of it. Didn't even think about turning around, trying to punish or any sort of that nonsense. Nice slide charge down heavy. Build up a little bit more damage, send Lynx off the stage, and disarm him. Side sig not going to connect, but Post Up is getting close to the kill range, and he knows that he can get that kill with the side sig.
Indeed he does, and now Post Up has the lead for I think the first time in a little while. Maybe he's figuring this out. He's got the gauntlets working. He gets a nair, but no neutral light follow-up. I think he was expecting a dodge through Post Up. It's okay. He gets a nice neutral light. Lynx tries to go for a gravity cancel signature, but that doesn't work either.
He's throwing out so many side sigs!
Side light almost gets a recovery. Chase dodging. Side air. It's working out.
Lynx is just getting desperate. You're seeing so many side sigs, gravity canceled, throw out a down sig, everything. He's so desperate for it, and Post Up's taking full advantage of it.
The side air not connecting. Post Up immediate punish with the dare, and he takes game 2.
Are gonna be going to game 3. Post Up was able to take control. There was a moment there where Lynx, he could have come back and gotten the kill, but he just threw out so many signatures, and Post Up took full advantage of it. Lynx not having it is going to be going to Hattori.
I don't know about this. I think Lynx's
his gauntlet play was the thing that was the most important.
Working. Yeah, I mean I wouldn't put it past him to make this Hattori work, but I mean maybe Core or Val might have suited him better just because it's a different flavor of gauntlets. We'll see how this Hattori works out. He gets some nice damage using the sword. Now he switched to spear. What is he going to do here?
Stick to the spear. It seems to be working. The dare on the Post Up. Not going to go deep and try to get more dares. Doesn't want to risk the dare.
Double chase dodge into turnaround downlight. Post Up. He's taking a lot of damage now. Gravity cancel, downlight. He doesn't jump to get the dare to work. And Lynx wants the neutral sig.
Again, he knows Post Up is in that kill range, so he gets a little bit over eager with those signatures. A little bit more patience this time. He's not going to go down. Weapon toss is going to be blocked by that soft platform. He's starting to fish for those signatures, though. Neutral sig not going to connect. Side sig wasn't going to connect. That weapon toss does hit Post Up, but Post Up's got plenty of movement options. Ground pound. Did Post Up get the touch? Doesn't matter. He's got stairs.
He has got the resources he needs. Gets a side light. I would have liked to see a downlight.
I'm surprised that wasn't a side sig. I'm surprised that wasn't a side sig.
Oh, I'm surprised it wasn't a downlight. We're all surprised today. Recovery. I'm surprised it didn't kill.
Doesn't kill. Nair. Side air.
That's what he needs.
He got like a tap of the nair. It fell off, but he was able to pick up that side air. But he is close to death, and Post Up knows it. Ground pound, not going to go through the soft platform. Recovery, nah, that'll do it. Yep,
that will do it. And now both players are in their second stock, quite even in terms of health. I think it was a decent pick by Lynx. It's certainly not hurting him, but it needs to help him a little bit more if he's going to take this game. Post Up, nice side air. Barely going through that platform. And the double sword on both players. Lynx wants to switch it up. He was looking for that spear. He's got it now. I think right now Lynx is sort of favoring the spear against the sword and favoring the sword against the gauntlets.
What was that gravity cancel side sig?
Well, whatever it was, it didn't quite work out for him. Looks for the neutral sig, but he was in the wrong direction. It might have caught him if it was the other way around. Lynx wants to go all the way under the stage. He does not want to deal with this edge guarding right now. Down sig does connect, however, and he gets flown upward.
The down sig picks up Lynx, and now Lynx is one stock away from getting knocked down to the lower bracket. Post up gets a nice dare neutral light. Lynx, he's got that spear in hand. It's what you were talking about, where he likes to use it against post-up's gauntlets, and it works out great. Gets a ground pound, and stocks have been even, and he didn't really take too much damage for it.
Indeed, he did not. Again, we're so even. Both of these players have been so even throughout this entire set. We're on the third game. Who will reign supreme? Post-up, he's got the sword going. Is this all the momentum he needs? Not quite now. It looks like he's opting for more neutral, trying to figure out how he's going to approach Lynx, and in the meantime, Lynx is getting all the pokes. He needs one hit at least. At least Lynx is just denying it to him. Post up doesn't know what to do. He gets hit by the neutral sig. Post up is gonna get eliminated and go down in the lower bracket. Meanwhile, Lynx is gonna move on up. That Hattori pick worked out quite nicely.
What? It was just the neutralites. The neutralites kept knocking post up every time he went down, and then post up tried to adjust, tried to go aerially, and the second he did, the neutral sig picks up for Lynx, and it sends post up to his death.
He just dropped the momentum he had, and he couldn't pick it back up. That's unfortunate. We're gonna move on to the next game. I didn't even get to see what the next game is. Oh, now I really don't get to see what the next game is.
Versus Joaquin.
I'll look at the bracket.
Are you seeing maps get? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You got that glitch too. Yeah.
Well, I just see them.
Okay. I don't see anything. We got the little thing where the thing happens. Does that happen to you?
They're banning maps sometimes. But it's cool. They're banning maps now.
They're banning maps. Koji versus Val. You know, it's like one meta versus another, right? One NA meta versus another NA meta?
It's like the second NA meta, right? There was that. There's a what? The Koji
Bodvar?
meta is not dead quite yet. There's like Bodvar, and then it went Koji.
And
now Val's kind of like in the now. She's the hip thing. All the youngsters are playing Val. But Koji's not quite dead yet, alright?
I'd like to point out the amazing recovery clash that happened right at the beginning there. Not something you see too often, but both of these players apparently had the same exact weapon denial idea. I do want to give props where props are due. Jokan is, Jokan? We gotta figure out how to pronounce this name.
Someone in chat just put, "Let's go, Joquan." So I'm assuming. Oh!
Joquan down sig!
Let's go, Joquan! That down sig! Great job picking up Steve. Steve's thrown out a lot of ground pounds. I just want to say, like,
I mean, ground pound
really
is a good
liking
move.
this gauntlet ground pound.
It's a good move. But it doesn't matter if you just keep dying. Joquan is using chain dodging quite well, I might add. Using them quite a lot to get into a better position against Steve when he needs to. Steve hasn't quite done the same though. Gets a downlight but no follow-up. Steve is unable to kill Joquan. I spoke too soon. He does manage to get the ground pound that he loves.
He didn't take too much damage for it.
He did not
take too much damage. And now he's just speed dodging around the map. It's almost like their first day with a new patch. They're just like, let's test out this feature. But Joquan testing it a little bit better as he was getting the better of Stevenator. Steve able to answer back with a couple of those gauntlet ground pounds. But Joquan, he's got the bow. And Steve's got the ground pound. And nice. Joquan's dead.
Working out quite well for him. Joquan is going to go down. And now he is behind. Steve is ahead. He's got the gauntlets. Joquan uses some chain dodging to get himself a sword, but he does take a little bit of damage in the form of that gravity cancel neutral light in the meantime. Oh, nice gravity cancel neutral sig to punish Steve moving back up onto the stage. Steve gets a unarmed downlight and no follow-up. Second time I've seen a downlight with no follow-up. Oh, Joquan
So
uses a side stick but doesn't get punished because Steve was already in the middle of his ground pound.
Look how far that recovery sent Steve flying, but it's not high enough. He got it very low. That sidelight sends Steve flying. Joquan knows that Steve is so close to death, and that recovery finally kills it up. And the stocks are even. Health close to even. Joquan, he's got to keep the weapon control. He's got to punish Steve. Sidelights.
3 sidelights, 4 sidelights, goes for gravity cancel sidelight. 5 sidelights, 6 sidelights.
Do more. Just do
Alright,
more.
I think has he had
There's
enough?
more. He's not done. He's not done.
He's done.
More.
He's got a bow.
Do it with the bow.
He's got a bow now. It doesn't quite work out
Recovery
for him.
picks up.
He cancels the side sig with a recovery, and Steve almost looks like in a bad position because he had burned all of his jumps, but Joquan doesn't quite recognize the opportunity he's been given and doesn't punish Steve to the full extent. It might come back to bite him, but it's not like he's out of the game just yet.
Still fairly even. Steve trying to follow up off that nair, but he's been able to just stay vertically on Joquan. Gets a nice recovery.
Flash.
It works out for him. Down sick throw, not expecting Joquan to dodge through. Joquan trying to follow up the sidelight with that chain dodge. Wasn't quite able to do so. And he's back to the sidelights, but it doesn't work out. Steve gets the recovery to finish off the stock.
Nice sidelight into recovery. Steve takes the first game. It was looking a little hairy there when Joquan showed up and just like laid down the law with his sword and his down sig, but Steve made it back. He's fine.
I know I was saying I like the sidelights, but really I don't like the sidelights from Joquan. It was something. It was definitely something, and I applaud him for trying to stick with that game plan, but maybe tone it down a little bit with the sword sidelights. Maybe.
Well, whatever the case, we're moving on into this game. Joquan, he looks pretty toned down. He's got a bow this time. He's looking for the stairs, but Steve, I think, is quite acclimated to those jumping stairs.
I think Joquan's trying to punish the ground pound game from Steve. Steve for a while there was doing a lot of, you know, aerial nair ground pound play, and Joquan was trying to punish with those nairs, but suddenly Steve's playing grounded and Joquan doesn't know what to do and he gets taken down. Just the simple ground pounds from Steve, and he goes back to doing it on the stage.
He loves the ground pounds.
I said it. He loves the ground pounds. Look at those ground pounds.
It isn't working, but you can't use them all the time, and right now he's looking for a grounded option. Joquan, he needs to figure it out right now because he's getting hit. The sidelight clashes. He looks for a reverse weapon throw, but Steve is on top of him immediately. Oh, the down sig almost connects. If it had been off stage, it would have worked for sure. Weapon throw.
Yeah, if he had gotten a little bit more to the side so it got that downward angle. Joquan!
Joquan!
He
kills himself trying to kill Steve, and Steve makes it back, and Joquan's the one who dies.
That was a hard commit for Joquan to go for that down air there. He's back to the sidelights. Went for the gravity cancel, or I believe that was a slide charge neutral sig. Didn't quite work out for him. He wants this kill. You're seeing him fish for signatures. Oh, down light and air will finish off the stock. Steve is going to come on with a fresh stock, but he's got a full stock lead over Joquan. And Joquan really doesn't have a good answer right now.
Well, Joquan, he's trying to figure it out, but you got to figure it out the match before, not now, not in the middle of the game. Tries to go for a ground pound. Steve's not having it. He does a weird dodge backward. Picks up another downlight here. He's picking up all the downlights every time Joquan tries to get back on stage. He has not been given a moment to breathe on the stage. Just keeps sending off. Steve looks for a second gravity cancel, sidelight read, neutral sig, sends Joquan out all the way. Steve wants to go all in to try to get this kill, and the ground pound is going to finish it off.
I like the chain dodge to keep in pace with Joquan. Picked up the neutral sig, wanted to go deep, but not too deep. Gets back to the wall and just picks up a clean ground pound onto Joquan for the finisher, and he will be continuing on. What's next?
Roll the dice.
Twilight and Lynx. I'm calling it now.
Didn't we already see that? We already saw that. Oh, we were in winners semifinals. Don't mind me.
Wow! Creed not paying attention
You
at all.
minded me.
S
I said don't mind.
H.
Don't mind.
SMH.
Everyone keeps calling me out on the fact that I don't have level 100. Guys,
I'm not level 100. I don't care.
I'm just like, I'm trying to cast the games, okay? You see me playing them?
No, now's your time to be grinding.
Alright, I'm gonna leave the lobby and
Ranked, right?
just go play with some ranked. You guys want to see
That's
that?
No.
Vote yay. I mean, it's not like Twilight's fighting anyone. Oh, Twilight's gonna fight Steve.
Wait, where do you go?
I mean, he's not gonna fight Steve.
What is going on? Apparently Lynx is coming in hot.
I don't know, man. Look at this. People want to see the ranked.
People.
People.
Sparky.
Sparky, the most electrifying man in Brawlhalla.
Sure he is.
Even Turtle Galaxy, who has never once spammed yay in a chat.
You still haven't told me what your ideal weekend is.
All right. So Friday I come back.
Your weekend starts on a Friday?
Oh my God. Saturday I wake up.
Why doesn't your weekend start on a Friday?
Saturday I wake up and I get
want a
on
two-day
the BCS and I do the analyst desk. Like that's the beginning of my perfect weekend. Is the analyst desk, okay? I'm letting you know. I do the analyst desk, is good. We finish, BCS happens, I analyze all the analyzing, and then what? And then I eat, cause like, God knows we get so hungry during those BCSs. What do I eat? Well, I mean, normally I eat some nonsense, cause like, I have no time to make food, but in my ideal weekend, I'd make some delicious food for lunch.
It's your ideal weekend, what food?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I just make a burger. I'll make a burger. I made a burger this weekend. It was nice.
What's on your burger?
What's on my burger? Not much. I mean, I just grab like a slice of tomato from the fridge. It's not much, but I got a nice sauce. I got a very interesting sauce for my burgers. Okay, yeah. Don't judge me, but here's my sauce. All right.
What's your sauce?
I get mayonnaise, hot sauce, garlic, salt, and pepper.
Doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world.
Hey.
I'm surprised there's no ketchup. I'll be honest. I'm surprised there's no ketchup.
I'm not that big.
A lot of people like tomato-based things in their burger sauces.
I already got the tomato on the burger.
Yeah, well, tomatoes are gross.
Look, I'm just telling you guys, like, mayonnaise and hot sauce is a godly combination. I didn't know this before, but I tried it, and it was good.
Okay.
I understand some people don't like mayo, but mayonnaise and hot sauce, it like cancels out the weirdness of the mayo that people don't like. I'm telling you. Chat, listen, you gotta try it, okay? And you add a little bit of garlic in there, and like salt and pepper. Oh, is good. On a burger. Oh, is good. Anyway, that's what I have. That's what I eat. For my lunch. So I eat my lunch.
So just a burger, no fries, no drink, no chips.
I don't.
No sides.
Oh my God. Like,
no pickle.
Sure.
No hot wings.
I make me some bake some potatoes in the oven and eat those.
You're gonna eat a burger and a baked potato? Multiple baked potatoes?
Not a potato. I cut up the potato into slices. That's what fries are. You asked me about the fries. I'm doing the fries.
You said I'm gonna bake some potatoes in the oven. Like.
Oh my God. Yes. Some potato. Baking potato in the oven creates fries. That's how fries are made.
I'm gonna bake 4 babies in the oven. Creed. Oh, I didn't mean babies. I meant fries. No, Creed. You don't explain it.
Fries do not come from babies. Fries come from potatoes. What world are you living in? Do you have fry babies?
I'm just saying, Creed, you say one thing, but you gotta say what you mean.
No!
You gotta say what you mean. If you're making fries,
that is what
then
I
say
meant.
you're gonna
That's
make
what I
fries.
said.
Say you're gonna bake some fries. Don't say I'm gonna bake some potatoes.
How you make fries. Look, that's what I'm eating for my lunch on my perfect weekend. Anyway.
Fries and a burger.
Yes.
With no drink?
What drink am I gonna make?
You don't have to make everything, Creed. I didn't ask you what's your favorite DIY
Where am I
lunch.
I'm not gonna go get food. No, I don't have time to leave.
It's a perfect weekend. You could live in a fantasy world where a hot anime maid brings you a giant
I'm gonna make
fountain
the food.
of Dr. Pepper.
I like
but
to
your
make
perfect
food.
weekend.
I
your
like
perfect
it.
weekend is to make a
I
burger.
make the food. I eat the food.
Here we go. Game 1, Stevenator versus Noel.
So, Koji. Koji?
I was gonna say he's not playing. He's not playing his main character. He's not playing the Val. He's not playing the Bodvar. He's still got the sword in hand, but now he's going for the bow versus Noel. Is it a direct counter to the guitar play? Does he think that bow is a better option, or is there
It's possible.
something else here?
I think it's a possibility that Steve just doesn't feel comfortable using gauntlets against the guitars. And I mean, it's a little weird, because normally you see Noel on the Koji, and now Steve's basically trying to go up against this Asuri with Koji. So I don't really know how this is going to turn out. Basically, unorthodox picks from both sides.
Well, I mean, we've seen Noel play the Asuri earlier on in the tournament, so it's not that unorthodox. I will agree. Generally, he likes to keep that Koji, but maybe he wants to try something different. Maybe he's learned, like everyone else, that guitars are the best weapon in the game. But Stevenator, he's got the health advantage, but he doesn't have the Sair advantage. 2 Sairs from Noel will take it down.
I gotta say, like, no, every time Noel hits a side air, he's always looking for the second side air. So, I mean, I'm just saying the people fighting Noel just don't run into the second side air. Steve, however, knows where the recovery's going. He gets a nice ground pound.
Steve able to even up the stocks, not able to deny the weapon pickup from Noel. Noel just underneath the SOP platform, grabs it from underneath, and we are back to a neutral game. But Noel, now that he's got the guitars, he goes deep, goes for the chain dodge approach onto Steve.
Backs up a lot and goes for a downlight, but Noel's not going to bite that. He's up in the air. He does, however, get a nice dare into sidelight. Looks for the reset and doesn't find it. Steve on the bow. I feel like Steve isn't getting the momentum on bow that he wants. He's throwing out all these moves and nothing's really sticking.
He hasn't been too punished for it. Like, Noel hasn't gotten some gigantic strings. He had an opportunity there with that neutral light, but didn't really find the follow-up connection that he was looking for. But at the same time, you're right. Steve really hasn't gotten any momentum. You get a hit here and there, like a side air. There's a downlight side air, not able to follow up, get another side air. But that one hits.
That was a
Noel.
nice side air, but he doesn't finish it off with the ground pound. Noel makes it back on stage and immediately gets off and does a nair. Really nicely done by Noel, making sure to use every frame in his power to not get hit by that ground pound.
Steve fishing for the kill move, but Noel smartly outside of it picks up a gravity cancel down sig. Will take down Stevenator. Steve is going to start fishing again. Going for down sig,
another down sig. Steve, this is not
like, I get you died to it last game, but like, no.
No, you play the Koji.
This is troublesome.
Wrong
this is
meta.
troublesome. He had burned his dodge. Steve is taking so much damage trying to get back. Gets a downlight side air, but he's in the orange already. And it's due in part to him really just kind of struggling to recover against Noel.
Multiple chase dodges to basically ensure the weapon. But Noel, he's going to fight back. He's got the sword. He's known for using it quite well. Downlight Sair is going to do it. And Steve loses game 1. Nice flag.
Think Steve's gonna switch characters?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Thinking about it.
Thinking. You know what I'm thinking about? Thinking about what I would do after the lunch.
Okay, what would you do after your... Okay, well, what time Which analyst? Like, what time is your theoretical BCS?
I mean, it's probably NA time, and I'm probably analyzing NA. So it's a late lunch.
So this is a really late lunch.
Yeah, this is a really late lunch. I mean, that's how it goes like, when you do BCS.
It's like an 8 o'clock p.m. lunch.
What? No. It's a 4 p.m. lunch.
Okay, it's a 4 or 5 p.m. lunch. All right, and then after your 5 p.m. lunch,
maybe I stream.
Okay, what do you stream?
What do I stream? I stream some Brawlhalla.
What are you doing in Brawlhalla?
Ranked.
Grinding ranked? Are you winning every ranked game?
Well, yes, I'm winning every ranked game in my ideal weekend. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just want to make sure. Like, I'm just making sure your dream weekend is well thought out.
Well, the question is who's gonna think out this matchup and who's gonna win all their games in this tournament. Steve and Noel. Steve did switch to Val, as was expected. The question is, how does the Val stack up against the guitars? I feel like Noel doesn't use the guitars quite as much as people are expecting him to with the Suri. It's a lot of sword, and I don't blame him because Noel has gotten a lot of work with that sword.
But Steve is getting a whole lot of work with these gauntlets. He's just got to avoid the double Sair. He got outside that time, wants to punish, got an air, needs a ground pound, waits a little bit too long, and Noel is going to be able to get all of his jumps back. But Steve's still trying to keep this pressure going, goes deep with the ground pound.
Noel,
and it's enough.
He's gone. It worked.
Deep.
Mind gimped.
It was enough.
Mind gimped.
Well, he lost the stock, couldn't punish, went for the neutral light. And Steve is able to outspace, gets a nice downlight neutral light onto Noel, and he just needs to keep this momentum, keep this pacing onto Noel. Doesn't need to do anything big.
Oh,
and
Steve!
He
Steve!
needs to not
Steve!
gimp himself.
Noel mind gimped him!
Okay, cool. Yep, alright, cool, yep.
Well, this is a fun match. Whatever the case, Steve, nice sidelight to start up the stock. He's gonna be looking to finish this off quickly, take the small lead he has, turn inches into miles, neutralite to interrupt the down air. Looks for that side stick but doesn't connect. Downlight into the stairs, gonna do nice work. Sidelight hits him into the weapon throw, but Steve might have been caught off guard a little bit by that and doesn't know how to follow up. The neutral stick's not quite gonna do it. He's got Noel on the ropes here. Noel uses nice chain dodging to get around Steve. He's looking for this kill here, but it's easier said than done.
But we've seen Val's in particular post up is who I'm thinking about. Just pick up some clean sword side sigs to finish off stocks. Very simple and a very effective way to take off stocks. But Steve instead wants to go for the kill with the gauntlets. What?
No, what? No, what? Noel, what? Steve, what? Steve thought he was taking a break. He's like, oh, Noel's gonna be over there. I'm gonna be over here. I'll just sharpen my sword. No, Noel's ready. He's got the side stick. It's fast, Steve. You don't realize how fast it is.
All right. Well, stocks are even. Steve sticking with these gauntlets, though. He's been able to add up a lot of damage onto Noel pretty effectively. Now that Noel seems to have readjusted to this gauntlet play, we're seeing a lot of neutral lights come out. I'd like to see some grounded guitar play, use those 5 frames of startup on all the grounded moves to kind of take advantage. But Steve gets outside, gets a nice gravity cancel downlight onto Noel, and Noel's back to the sword.
Neutral sig! He's gonna hit him! Weapon throw sends him down! That's gonna be it! Steve takes game 1!
Two.
What? Oh, game 2. Game 2! Nice. Have you ever noticed in this post-game screen, Val is like looking way off to the left? Well, our right.
Her left?
Yeah.
Her left.
What's with that? What's with that right eye or left eye?
It's a reference to,
really
the long lost member of TLC. Rest in peace. Much ups.
I lost you.
Well, someone out there is gonna get that TLC reference, and it's for them. Okay.
Stevenator Potato gonna mash him. Maybe bake him too. Get some fries.
Sure about that?
Yes!
Are you sure you don't just bake a whole potato and somehow
I didn't
fries
say a whole
pop out?
potato! I just said a potato! Steven
You
here,
said
however.
you're gonna bake some potatoes?
Baked potato pieces. Slices of potato. Do you understand?
You understand that there's a difference between potato slices and potatoes?
Why do I need to specify? Holy cow, Noel!
Specifically because there's a
Oh
difference.
no, Noel, he's punishing the dodge-ins by
Neutral
Steve.
sig. He didn't go for the weapon toss and the follow-up ground pound. This time he just got the neutral sig and he waited to try to punish Noel's recovery, but didn't quite work out. But he does send Noel off the stage. Noel currently disarmed, not gonna get caught by that downlight. Nice dare is gonna send Steve away, and they're back to the neutral, but solid damage lead for Steve.
Bless you. Steve, he's looking for these side airs right now to finish off Noel as soon as possible. He gets one, but it's not quite enough. Down sig is in the wrong direction, Steve. Noel gets one side air. He's going to look for that second side air. Ground pound is all he needs. Steve gets sent down. He does, however, touch the stage. He makes it back. Neutral light from Noel. Steve and Noel both in the dark red. Steve was looking for this kill, but he doesn't quite find it. Maybe he decides he's going to get back on stage and make sure he doesn't get reverse skimped.
They are both so close to a 10. Noel gets a nice side air. Steve, he's going to be able to get back. I'm surprised that Steve didn't try to do something there. Generally speaking, Steve likes to do something there. Likes to go for, you know, a ground pound or a dare onto his opponent off the edge. But it seems like he's really trying to slow down, but he burned.
It's okay, it worked.
It's worked. It's worked. It's
I was worried there. I thought Noel might have had the option to get back, and it was certainly close. But Steve made the right call. Or did he?
Hey, you know what? It works out. It keeps it even. Not the worst call in the world. At least he didn't just SD his stock without taking down Noel.
Steve tries to dodge back, but instead gets hit by that weapon throw. Noel, ooh, he's got him in an edge guard position. He gets a side air into dare. He gets a ground pound. Steve is going to try to turn it around, but he does not have the room to do it. Noel tries to get the ground pound, but both players are now back on stage, except Steve is the one who's taking more damage.
There was a moment there where Steve was recovering on the left side, and Noel was recovering, but Noel had the wall control, and I'm very surprised to see Noel not kind of go for a wall touch and then punish the fact that Steve had burned so much. But regardless, he does have the damage advantage over Stevenator right now. Steve trying to slowly work his way back in. Noel really just needs to get another hit. Another side air. Just another.
There it is! There it is! He will try his hardest to get two side airs. And Steve,
even if it means chasing down. Steve got the gauntlets, but he's gonna need more damage onto Noel if he wants to kill with his usual gauntlet.
Ground pounds. Ground pounds is what he wants. Nice downlight, a down air. Misses the ground pound, but gets a neutral light instead as Steve attempts to punish the ground pound, but fails. Steve with another ground pound. I mean, on stage, I'm really not sure what the idea is behind using these ground pounds.
I mean, ground pound, it's good.
It's good,
I think it's as simple as that.
But I feel like Steve's crossed the boundary of overuse.
Hey, you know, he used to be good friends with my man Moose.
Yeah, that's true.
He used to play twos with Moose, and
wait,
Moose
what?
is a big
No,
fan
I
of
used to
Moose.
play twos with Moose.
Well, technically, like way back when, Steve and Moose were like the first 2v2 team that like I ever gave any stuff about. But regardless, Steve is the one in the red right now. Noel is the one in the yellow, and he's the one with the stock.
What was that?
No,
it's
Noel,
not
it.
Did
You're
the
the
ground
one.
cancel down sig?
What?
Was that an attempt at a ground pound? Was that like taunting that you won? He does that. That's the third time he's done that. He did that when he actually won.
There you go.
Look at another signature. Noel basically using a quote-unquote taunt in the form of a signature.
The victory down.
Too early. I wish Steve had been able to punish it, but hey, he was out there.
And I guess that is it. Noel will be moving on. Is Lynx is dead. So it looks like Steve and Noel will be the winners finals. We are gonna go down to the lower bracket.
No, Twilight and Noel will be the winners finals.
You heard what I said. Twilight and Noel will be the winners. Will be the winners finals. Steve goes down to the lower bracket to wait the winner of Compute and Post Up. on the other side. I guess we're still waiting to see who is ready.
Yeah, it looks like we might. Compute and Post Up are playing. Losers round 7 is still waiting on things to happen. I'm gonna continue with this weekend.
All right, so you go play ranked.
I go play ranked because I like doing it. Okay.
And you win all of your ranked games.
I win all of my ranked games. I get
all
rank 1. Feels good, man.
Okay.
All right. And then I have a nice dinner. Oh, what's for
your dinner?
Pork
What's
roast.
You're gonna roast a pork.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's on this pork?
What's on the pork? I mean spices.
Like you're just gonna put like a pork in, or are you actually gonna spice this?
Spices.
You're gonna season this pork.
You want me to list off the seasoning for the pork?
I don't know. You listed off your ingredients for your weird burger sauce.
Because the burger sauce is like 4 ingredients. I can't remember every spice I'm gonna put on the pork.
You're gonna have roast pork.
Yes.
What are your
roast pork?
You're gonna cook a roast pork.
Yes.
What are your sides for your roast pork?
I'll probably do like some corn and kale salad.
A corn and kale salad.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there a sauce for said corn and kale salad? Is it a vinaigrette? Is it just a giant helping of olive oil? Is there cheese? Is there ranch? Are there croutons? Are there tomatoes? I need to envision this, Creed.
All right, I'm gonna tell you, but it's gonna sound weird again.
I mean, everything you say is.
People are gonna riot on this one. I don't know if you guys have heard, but kale with mayonnaise is actually really good.
You eat everything with mayonnaise!
I don't! I really don't!
Creed!
I promise! I promise! But kale with mayonnaise...
Are you sure?
I'm sure! I'm sure. I rarely have mayonnaise on almost all my things. But kale and mayonnaise works! It works, I'm telling you!
Okay, let me ask you something. What doesn't work with mayo? Because apparently hot sauce and mayo
Like
works.
everything else.
Kale and mayo
Literally
works.
everything else. The 2 things that work with mayonnaise are kale and like hot sauce on a burger. I'm not taking a shower with mayonnaise, okay? I'm just saying those 2 things. All
right, so you have a kale and corn mayo salad, which is arguably like the most disgusting.
No.
What is that? Creamed corn? That is the most disgusting version of creamed corn I can think of. With your roast pork?
Yeah, I'll also throw in some red pepper onion thingy.
What?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
What?
You fry up, you saute some red peppers and onions, and then add a little bit of sugar and then red wine vinegar.
A reduction?
Yeah, reduction.
Reed,
What?
you're not good with words.
You knew that already.
So
Anyway, so that's my dinner.
A red pepper and onion reduction. Is that part of the salad? Is that a
No, that's
third?
separate. That's a
Okay,
third.
that's a separate thing.
Yes.
Okay. And then once again, I'm gonna ask you, what do you drink with this?
What do I drink? I'm not.
Do you have
I
a
don't
nice
think you
glass
understand.
of red wine? Do you have a glass of cold
drink.
tap water?
Just
Do you
water. Yeah, it's water.
Have a glass of cold tap water.
Sure.
And that's it. That's your perfect weekend?
That's my Saturday. Calm down. Do you didn't like my dinner?
I mean, it's a nice dinner. Honestly, I'm imagining it in a candlelight table, by yourself, because you didn't describe other people in your very selfish, perfect weekend so far.
I don't have time for other people. It's okay. That's what Sunday's for.
1/2 unsweet tea, 1/2 mayo. That sounds about right. But here we go. We're gonna be going into the winners finals. It's gonna be Twilight and Noel, and hopefully neither of them are having any mayo reductions happening right now.
Mayo reduction. It's not a thing. I'm having mayo reduction.
You're disgusting.
No.
Noel's sticking with his Asuri. Twilight is sticking with his Wushang, and we're seeing a whole lot of spear play come out from this Wushang. This is something we haven't really seen from Twilight so far, and it's working. It was doing awesome, and now that he's on gauntlets, he's kind of struggling.
Oh, Noel with the perfect down air. Twilight is unable to make it back from that. Basically interrupts the nair in the perfect spot. Noel getting the nice sweet spot against Twilight, who he knows his swords. Twilight, however, there's no sword to be seen here. He's got gauntlets and spear, and the spear Sair is going to work out for him. Both players very even going into the second stocks. And right now, Twilight, he has the gauntlets. He tries to approach with a down air. Noel gets a nice double sidelight reset. He had Twilight in a bad position with the dare, but doesn't follow up with the side air. I would have liked to see that. It might have taken out Twilight really early.
Twilight, he's taken so much damage. His gauntlet play, this is the most I've seen it struggle so far. His spear play was really the thing that was working. It's the thing that took off the stocks, and then the second he's on these gauntlets, it feels awkward right now, which is very off considering earlier on his gauntlet play was actually pretty much destruction.
I think part of it has to do with that Qatar versus Gauntlet matchup. I think a lot of Gauntlet players are struggling just a little bit when it comes to Qatars. No, however, he does make it work. He has a stock up. It's not much. Noel can easily take him out, but it's going to be up to Noel to make that happen, and Twilight might be able to take advantage of his punishing. No, not quite. The downlight actually works out better in Noel's favor than it did for Twilight.
And we're back to even. All stocks evened up, health evened up. Twilight throwing out a neutral light in the wrong direction. No worries, though, because he didn't get gimped by the dares from Noel. Noel, though, he's just got complete stage control. Twilight has yet to touch back down the ground. Now he does, but he hasn't been able to put any damage out. I really think Twilight needs to switch to Spear as he gets a nice double neutral light. But once again, Noel just getting more.
Is that going to kill? Not quite, but Noel can find the side air, and that's going to be it.
Done.
Noel takes the first game.
It's just Twilight not being as strong with his gauntlets. His spear play really worked well early on, but the second he was on gauntlets, Noel kind of ran all over him. We're gonna see Twilight says, I can teach you how to play Qatars as he goes to his Asuri in game 2.
Very interesting to see whose Qatars reign supreme. Although I gotta say, I think this will be a little bit more of a sword battle than anything else. Noel likes the Qatars, don't get me wrong, but I think he's a little bit more experienced with the sword. Well, okay, look, they both got Qatars for the first weapon. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but neither of them are making a strong effort to switch weapons.
Well, sure.
We're seeing them basically fight out the Qatars. Twilight trying to teach Noel how to use the Qatar moves. Noel trying to tell Twilight that he knows how to use them, but Twilight couldn't get the Sair.
Almost gets the Sair.
And Noel's gonna be switching his sword now.
Noel making
and back to the Qatars.
Back to the... Okay, fine. Noel gets a nice dare into dodge, punish, sidelight. Makes it work. He's got to get the kill here if he wants to make this lead happen. But Twilight's not going to make that easy. He makes it back on stage, but he does a little bit of a weird dodge.
The nairs from Noel.
Fantastic
nairs from Noel to take down the stocks from Twilight. Twilight's going to be coming back. Noel is going to be denying him all weapons, though.
Twilight, nice dare into sidelight. Twilight is putting down the pressure. All he needs is one more quick hit. Oh, the chase dodge into the sidelight interrupts the down sig. Tries to go for a side sig, gets interrupted. Tries to go for another side sig, gets interrupted. Twilight is throwing out these moves and continues to get interrupted. He's losing his, he's losing it. Noel.
No, it's fine. This is what happens. This is when you're teaching someone, but they're not listening. That's what's happening right now. Twilight is going to try to finish off the stock from Noel, but the recovery is not exactly a kill option when you're that low off the stage. Twilight needs more than that.
Does he? Yes.
That'd do it.
Ground pound is going to do it, but Twilight is in the dark, dark red. Blood red. And we all know red, what is red?
Red is horror movie.
Red is dead.
You're dead.
Twilight isn't dead because Noel opts not to punish an edge guard.
Yeah, Noel didn't really go for much of an edge guard. He was trying to punish Twilight going over the corner, but couldn't quite get that. But it doesn't matter because he's going to be able to pick up the downlight sider, which will finish off the stock. Noel has a huge advantage here coming into these last stocks. He's got the Katars. Twilight has his own. And so far, Noel's been winning out in the Katar mirrors.
Yeah, Noel's been making it work. Twilight, look for that neutral stick. He might have been going for a recovery. I've made that mistake a little too often. Noel, however, he's got these resets under control. Oh, Twilight does a ground pound. I don't think he was meaning to do that. Noel punishes in swift fashion. Twilight's trying to edge guard, but Noel gets a drop on him. Is that going to be it? That's it.
What?
Noel with the reverse edge guard.
I only ever see Egg Soup ever do that gravity cancel down light that low, and it works out great. Noel turns it around onto Twilight. Twilight's going to be thinking about that one for a couple days now, but he's got to think long and hard about who his final character is going to be because he's not going to have any other options to switch. He's going to have to pick one and stick with it. Noel, on the other hand, he's got a couple games to burn.
Vrax? You got to take off the stance.
Aw, yeah. Wait. No, he's fine.
What?
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 You were talking about stances.
Yeah, he had a stance, and then he switched it around and made sure
Oh,
to take it
okay.
off.
He doesn't currently have a stance.
Yeah, but he had it. All right. Twilight, we've seen his Vrax sparingly.
Hey, but when it comes out hard, and it might.
How hard is that, Duke?
Yo, it's you didn't see it. It's one of those. You know how shadow stepping is like you just like, oh my god, I didn't see what happened, but it was insane. That
was insane for all the wrong reasons.
Twilight full stock behind, and I don't hate the Vrax pick, but right now
Twilight
he
almost
is
puts
looking
himself in
like
another
he
bad
hates the
position.
Vrax pick. He's just all over the place right now, but he's slowly gaining his footing, slowly adding up some damage onto Noel, but he's just gonna be sticking on this wall.
Yeah, Noel, I feel like he's recognized that Twilight on Vrax in edgeguard situations is not working. Like, maybe the neutral game is where Twilight shines when it comes to Vrax, but if Noel can just bait him into edgeguarding, he's got it. He's done it once. He hasn't quite been able to get the turnaround multiple times. Side sig, a little risky, but he doesn't get punished for it.
What?
Noel, I think that was an attempt at a gravity cancel down light, but he forgot where his light attack button was.
It looked like when you see those, you see Gauntlet players, they'll do that spot dodge and see if they can follow up with the gravity cancel side light. Twilight is dead.
Why did he do a nair? Twilight?
Because it gives you vertical.
He doesn't. Twilight that did nothing.
I know.
Noel kills himself
dead.
too. Alright, we've got 3 suicides today.
Hey, it's game 3. Why not?
Because Twilight is about to get on down into
Punish
loser's
it?
bracket.
No
punish.
Wasn't
from
able
Noel.
to punish the recovery. That would have been a very quick, very deadly game if Noah was able to punish that. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to do. And Twilight is flying to his death.
He doesn't care anymore.
It's over.
Player 2 wins.
We're done.
Noel is gonna move on up into grand finals.
537 damage between the two.
Well,
I mean, like total. Like that is how much damage was put out.
Yeah,
2 of Twilight's deaths were arguably accidents. At least.
At least. If not more.
Okay. Let's
hey,
continue on.
Have you noticed? Brawl League is at 1,996 followers.
Okay.
That's like 4 from 2,000.
That's true. I'm glad you understand math as well as I do.
Right?
It's,
I discovered today that 1996 plus 4 is 2,000.
I'm proud of you. Are you like? Are you like in elementary school math right now, or is this like?
I like to refresh my brain every once in a while.
That's how that works.
Yeah. Well, no, but here's the question. Do you think in your entire lifetime you have ever added 4 to 1996 before this point?
Probably with dealing with dates, like what
yeah.
happened 4 years after 1996.
Oh, I lost it. Oh,
Probably.
you got me.
Bango. Stevenator is on Olgrim. It looks like everybody doesn't know characters. Post up on the other side is going to be going to his Asuri. No more gauntlet play. Once he goes to the lower bracket, like I said, he likes to go back to his signature Katars. I like that color on that Olgrim. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, what color is that?
Whatever the ranked colors are, I don't know what they're called.
What? It's blue.
No, it's not.
This is not Skyforge.
Sure about that?
1, brawl.
I'm pretty sure.
Sure about that?
Yes. I'm gonna
Sure
say
about
I'm
that,
sure.
chat?
That's blue.
Chat.
It's blue.
Chat.
How is this Skyforge? You're wrong.
Chat.
Huh?
Is it blue? Damn it!
Stevenator is making the Olgrim work right now, although it isn't exactly like a strong lead by any stretch of the imagination for either player. Post up, I mean, we've seen his Katars before, they're very
Grab
strong. But like, Olgrim.
Slide charge down, Sig. Post up. I know he's a strong guitar player, but somehow Stevenator with this Lance play, not even the Axe play, has just been knocking post up around, really not giving post up an in. We're seeing post up switch it up, go to the sword, but Steve switches it up himself, goes to the Axe, and then post up gets the guitars onto Stevenator, and it's dead. It's dead. It's all dead.
Stevenator takes up first stock with Olgrim. New meta. Is it time? That was a question. You have to answer it.
I don't know what time it is. Is it tool time?
It's not what the question was.
What was the question?
Is it time for the Olgrim meta?
Is it not time for the Olgrim meta? Maybe.
Still wasn't the question. Post up
Downlight
gets the
Sarah from
downlight
post
Sarah.
up gets the kill. He's going to be clearing the board. He's going to pick up his own set of Katars, but we haven't seen the full post up Katar kit come out yet. Usually he has a lot stronger showing, but maybe it's a little bit of a warm-up period right now for post up, as Stevenator with this ag stairs are bopping post up.
Oh, nice side sig. That's got a lot of reach that I think people usually underestimate. The ground pound isn't quite going to do it, but he's got post up in the red. Post up needs to do his magic Katara resets if he's gonna make sure not to lose this game. Steve, side light, no follow up. Side sig, not gonna connect. I mean, I don't think I've seen Steve use Olgrim ever, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's just unfamiliar with the kit. But making it work, down sig, not quite, Especially
He's
if
familiar
you
with
charge
the
it.
weapons. All right, that's all that really matters.
I think the signatures matter. Recovery. Post up using it to punish Steve's upward edge guarding. Oh, Steve tries to do a chase dodge pivot side sig. That isn't gonna work either. Post up looking for the downline into Reed move, but not quite. Down sig is punished hard. Steve White.
Great patience. Post up picks up the kill, and Steve answers back. Nice down
Piece
six.
of cake.
Simple.
We got
as
both
that.
players in the same stock at the same health. Who would have seen this coming? Not Sparky. Stevenator. He's got the Olgrim and it's doing work.
We're seeing post up slowly start gaining back his Katar momentum. He's slowly finding his footing, but at the same time, Steve with this defense, he's not really taking too much damage for these Katar strings from post up.
Double downlights. Post up basically punishing Steve being in the air a lot, and he's recognized it. Steve likes to jump up and go in the air a lot with this Olgrim, and post up is just punishing it left and right.
Throwing out stairs, throwing out nairs. Post up is going to be switching out weapons. It seems like he doesn't like the Katar versus Lance matchup, but he's got his Katars now. He's got Sarah potential or ground pound as Steve gets above it. Neutral stick thrown out from post up. He is punishing the aerial play from Steve. The side air finishes it off, and post up did that clean.
Nice down there in the side air. And rip the Olgrim.
New character?
Maybe.
Ember?
Post up switches to Ember.
Okay.
For reasons I'm not quite sure, but you know, I'm not gonna complain. Ember, Asuri, they're both good.
Huh?
I'm not an Ember main though. I'll tell you right now. Steve's switching to Ada.
Okay.
Steve, this isn't like February meta.
No, Spear can't kill though.
Spear has no kill options?
Steve is trying to out Cool Croc the Cool Croc. Alright?
But Cool Croc ain't here.
Post up though. He's trying to appease you. He's got his Ember, he's got his Qatar play. Steve has that spear in hand, and he's trying to back up, but post up is just trying to keep pressure on top of Steve. Not quite finding opening. He gets a nice dare down light. Goes for the hot step, but Steve gets past. They've been trading back and forth, and the fact that they're both 3 defense. I mean, they're both gonna die soon. That's just facts.
What if they never do?
And they're bad.
Steven Ada.
There's some post
using
up.
the recovery. Not
Hot
punished,
step.
down
Soon.
sig.
Called it. Bam.
Down sig. Really nicely done. Basically catches Steve at the very beginning of the hitbox. Post up looking for this bow to get in the work. He uses all of his options, but Steve cannot punish.
Down
No,
sig.
never mind. I spoke too soon.
That
Down sig is going to do
was
it.
interesting.
Ground pound is not going to do it.
Ground
Oh,
pound.
no. Gets punished with the ground pound, but luckily Steve did not try to burn his recovery too early. Nice neutral
Light trying to follow up with a speed dodge side sig. Throwing out side sigs. He wants this stock off of post up so bad. The recovery will do it. And he's going to clear the board. Sticking with the guns. Wants to build up that damage on the post up before he switches for the kill option. But not able to pick up the dare.
Downlight doesn't quite work out because he slided off the stage. Post up, I'm interested to see how he adjusts to the guns. I'm very interested to see how Steve plays guns, because I don't think I've seen Steve play guns in, you know, months.
Cool, I also haven't seen Steve play any of the other characters. So don't worry about it.
Post up is trying to make the downlight
going dare
work.
downlights.
It's not working. It's something I've seen Noel try to do too, is these dare downlights.
Hot step! Watch your
Down
feet.
sig's all you need.
Post up. Gets the stock. Steve's gonna come back. He's gonna pick up a weapon. He's gonna throw out a signature.
Oh,
goes the
that's
wrong
not the
direction.
signature.
Reads a hard dodging. Not gonna work out for him. Post up with the patience.
Mind gimp.
Goes deep
Mind
and he's dead.
gimped.
Plant the flag. He's done. The stocks have been evened up. Post up doing it for him.
And now all Steven Ada needs to do is mess with post up's mind yet again. Neutral light, read in. I thought he was going to do a downlight after that, but instead he opted to go further back and try to do another neutral light. Post up is ready for it.
Gravity cancel neutral? Do it again. Do it again.
Not quite. Not quite. Steve gets a
It's
reversal.
so good. It's so good. I want to see more of that. Post
Down
up
sig.
doesn't need it though. The down sig.
Down sig's good.
Yeah, that's whatever. He takes it out 2-0 over Steve. Steve's knocked out.
Of the tournament.
The Olgrim and the Adas did not work out. Lynx looks like he took it out over Wolford. And then we are going to be seeing Lynx versus Wolford. Or sorry, Lynx versus Post Up. That already happened.
Or did post up just not leave the lobby?
Oh wait, no, Wolford joined. Maybe it's going to be Lynx versus Wolford.
We're going to see Lynx versus Wolford.
I skipped ahead. That's discounting Wolford. That's mean. We're going to be seeing Lynx and Wolford. I don't know a lot about Wolford. What do you know about Wolford?
I feel like I've seen this before. I feel like we've seen this before. We've seen Wolford. He's got the Italian flag.
What flag is that?
It's Italian.
Name an Italian thing.
Pasta.
Put mayo on it.
No! That's awful.
I knew you were gonna say a food. I knew you were gonna say a food. I just want you to know that. I was ready. But
why do you do this to me? I don't want mayo on my pasta. I don't want mayo on anything. Except for
about
kale
hot sauce
and burger.
What about a kale mayo pasta?
Ew!
It's like Alfredo.
No! I do not condone this.
Wolford's coming in with this Jala pick. Gonna be going up against Lynx on the Wushang.
And
Lynx
Wolford's
is,
got the Jala.
Just trying to shenanigans.
I feel like we've seen Wolford's Jala before, but I gotta be honest, I don't remember it. I'm curious to see how it works out. Lynx, however, we've seen his Wushang before. We've seen the spear. We've seen the gauntlets. The question is, how is Wolford gonna react?
I don't even know if Wolford has to yet. Lynx has just been trying to get to the point where he can go to the gauntlets. His spear play was doing some stuff, but really wasn't his usual potential, his usual pacing of a game. But now that he's got his gauntlets, he's been able to rack up a lot more damage. You see him go for that speed dodge there,
Lynx.
down 6 deep, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't get punished for it.
Doesn't get punished. He tries to get a reversal. Nice neutral sig catching Lynx from behind Wolford.
Great pickup for Wolford. Lynx charges
What?
up the side
What?
heavy right into the
Wolford!
island. Wolford let him have it.
He ran
let
right
him
into
have
it.
it. Yeah, okay.
It's like a down sig on Hattori's sword. Except not. Lynx, ground pound does not connect, but he doesn't get punished. Instead goes straight for a neutralite while recovery frames. Wolford, neutralite on axe, just sends him too far away. No follow-up can come out of that. But he does get some nice down air hits. Lynx.
Nice downlight into a ground pound for Lynx.
Gauntlet strings, and he's trying to bait Wolford down for an edge guard.
He's fallen for it, but Lynx hasn't been able to punish the dare. Ground pound. Lynx is done.
Lynx.
One more stock.
He wanted the bait, and
more
Wolford said,
stock.
fine, I'll eat it. I'll chew you up and spit you out.
That is not how fishing works.
Fishing? I'm fishing.
Lynx, though, he's stuck on this spear, and Wolford has taken full advantage of it. Wolford gets underneath, gets a nice downlight, wants a little bit more damage, but now that Lynx is in the shenanigans, kill potential, but Lynx picks up the ground pound onto Wolford, but he's already in the red. He's got the gauntlets, but he is in the red, and Wolford just needs a good Sair, another neutral sig maybe?
Oh,
Or
he's
to
looking
just
for
not
that,
get killed.
for that ground pound.
Shenanigans.
But every time he hits King's pass wall, the ground pound is not going to work. Wolford, he knows how to edge guard against Lynx.
Fair.
I think Lynx is in a dangerous position. The ground pound, no, he does a side air instead.
Down sig bounces him off the island. Lynx is basically in kill percentage. He just needs to get tapped from Wolford.
Oh, Wolford looked for the dare and instead cancels it into a downlight. He wants this.
There.
That's all he needs.
Player 1 wins.
And Wolford takes game 1.
Nice. In the name of Italy.
The name of Mayo.
No.
And Lynx is going to be switching back to the Hattori. Wolford sticking with the Jala. And here we go. It's going to be Lynx and Wolford here in game 2. Wolford 1 game away from knocking Renacentia Ling out of the tournament and knocking out the last hope for Renacentia. And they are going to be on Mammoth. No shenanigans here for Lynx to go for those ground poundy plays, but it's probably for the best as Wolford was kind of winning out in them.
Wolford, nice downlight dare resets, gets like 2, almost gets a third one, but he goes for gravity cancel instead. Didn't anticipate Lynx would go straight to the ground yet again. That's okay though. Wolford, he's gotten some great damage on the sword right now. We've seen Lynx's Hattori do the work before, but right now it's not looking too good.
Stairs. Stairs.
Stairs.
Is that Twilight? Is Twilight? Is this his
Twilight
account?
Smurf! Have we ever seen Wolford and Twilight in the same room? I don't think so.
Honestly, I've never seen Wolford until now. But you know, strong showing, getting the Stairs, getting the better of Lynx, winning out in that shenanigans play, and he's a full stock up on Lynx right now. Nice dare, can't quite follow up. Trying to follow up with the Nairs, but Lynx just doesn't have enough damage to bounce him high enough for it. Side sig almost connects. That was close.
Ooh, neutral sig doesn't catch Wolford, and Wolford's dare doesn't catch Lynx. But Wolford's put down so much damage on Lynx. I mean, he could take out this stock and be really up ahead. Wolford taking his time to get back on stage. Oh, but
the
gets
neutral
caught
sig.
by the neutral sig. Hattori special.
Hattori 101 right there. Throw out the neutral sig on the edge guard. If it doesn't work, don't worry. Just do it again. Hattori is in the spear zone now. Wolford, though, picks up a nice side air. Is going to be switching to the axe. Nope. Just kidding. It's a sidelight into a Sair. He's going to be able to take that stock off. Link's coming back. One stock left. He's going to be stuck on the sword, and he doesn't even have a weapon pickup option. Wolford with these downlight dare resets, adding so much damage onto Lynx.
Lynx looking for that neutral sig, not quite going to work out. Wolf pulls out a neutral sig, but that's a little bit awkward.
Do it again. Do it again. Oh,
he doesn't have a sword.
A little early.
Nice unarmed side air, getting back on stage. The down sig is not going to work out. Lynx interrupts it with the downlight and Sair, and the ground pound is going to be perfect. He's making a comeback coverage of sorts.
That was option coverage. Lynx is pretty, he is pretty damaged though. He's gonna have to do a whole lot more, but Wolford just has to do a little bit more to finish off this stock. He gets a dare, but that's not gonna be the kill option. More dares means more damage, but once again, not quite the kill option, at least not until Lynx is in like 300 damage. Recovery though, that's a kill option. That'll work.
And Wolford takes it 2-0. Not even a problem.
This? Were you expecting that?
I wasn't expecting anything, because...
What about with Mayo?
I was not expecting this with Mayo, okay? This
combination... We're Wolford versus post-up
would not work with Mayo, okay? A lot of combinations don't work with Mayo. Do you understand this?
I mean, I'm asking you if you understand
I'm
this.
not a Mayo fan!
There you are.
No! It's two things, two. Here comes post up, and here comes Wolford. All right, so what do you think, Wolford versus post up? Katars versus Jala.
I haven't seen enough of Wolford to get a really good idea of kind of how he is as a player. That being said, it looks like he's got a Val, so he's gonna just answer gauntlets with gauntlets.
Well, I'm excited to see this.
Just kidding. He's gonna answer Katars with gauntlets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Asuri doesn't have gauntlets. Hello?
I know. Post Up was playing Val earlier. Wolford was playing Jala. Now they're just completely switching it up. Post Up is gonna be on the Asuri. Wolford is on Val. And we are going to be seeing, I guess, a reversal? Not really. Whatever. Post Up versus Wolford. Asuri versus Val.
And Post Up, he wants that weapon. He finally does get it. He takes his time. I can respect that. Wolford and Post Up going at it with swords. Ooh, Post Up, nice. Down throw into side air. Manages to get some Katars. And now we get to see the classic Post Up Katars. What are they going to be?
Nothing so far. He got a dare. Going for more gravity cancel neutral sigs. Trying to get that Asuri neutral sig. It's so strong in almost any situation, so I can't blame Post Up for using it. But right now, he actually has gotten the better of Wolford. He's been able to trade out more damage in just that short amount of time. Katars are broken.
Ooh, nice side air.
Ooh, he went for the ground pound, but Post Up got underneath, was able to connect before Wolford could let go and get that extended hitbox, but he gets underneath with a recovery. Both of them are so close to dead.
Whoa. Did you see that too?
Yeah, you know, whatever.
It's crazy. Yeah, like you said, both are close to dead. Wolford gets a neutralite. Ground pound. Interrupting, I believe, what was trying to become a neutral sig from Post Up. Would have caught if the ground pound didn't come out first.
Which came first, the ground pound or the neutral sig? Wolford answering that question for us. Post Up, though, gets the weapon toss to finish off the stock.
It connected.
Off the downlight Sair, and the stocks are evened up. He gets a dare onto Wolford.
Some nice damage to build up right off the bat.
He's starting to add it up in there. Or sorry, neutralite into a recovery. Going for a gravity cancel signature, but doesn't work out. More gravity cancel neutral sigs. Wolford, though, just a double downlight dare.
Post Up looking for that dare downlight, not quite working out. Both players just sort of jump at the same time, with no one doing quite much damage in any form of a hit. Post Up, overextending just a little bit with those double downlights. He probably has his dodge back now. Wolford? I think he was going for the side sig.
Off the wall? The non-wall touching version?
Yeah. The one that would get hit downward, but instead, unfortunately for him, it does hit the wall.
It went up and post up went down. That was basically 50-50 because there was a potential there for it to have been completely opposite. Post up could have gone high while Wolford went down. But regardless, post up gets back, gets a downlight there, needs more though, and that didn't work out for him. The nair for Wolford, the dare for Wolford. Post up doesn't get the wall touch, and Wolford has the stock advantage.
Nicely done by Wolford, making sure to finish off that edge guard no matter where post up ends up going.
There.
Both players trying to use sidelights. Nice grab to cancel neutral light from post up. He wants this kill now. Side air is not going to do it. A side air at the right angle would have, but that's not the angle. Post up wants it. Recovery is going to do it. And both players are in their last stock, and it's quite even.
Post up, though, does have a little bit more damage on him. Wolford gets a nice dare. Couldn't quite get a big string. There's a ground pound nair recovery on the post up. Wanted a neutral sig follow up, but gets another ground pound on the post up, and post up is getting closer to the kill percentage. Gonna start seeing more heavy hits come out from Wolford, and the recovery, the uppercuts take down post up, and that is gonna be game one, going the way of Wolford.
Wolford is he's making it work. I would have called him an underdog, only he's like seed 7, so we're just bad.
Still have no idea. The bait? Is this his alt account?
It's seed 7. He's done the thing. I mean, we've seen him on Monday Night Brawl before.
Sure about that?
I'm sure about that. I've seen that Italian flag. It was notable. And the name. I was like, Wolford? Asuri. Because wolf, cats, those are animals.
I vaguely remember that joke.
Yeah. See?
Alright.
Last time, I'm told he was seed 46. Well, okay.
That's a big jump.
He's been putting in the work.
So how about your favorite your ideal Sunday?
Well, Sunday is BCX. I go to BCX.
So, okay, so you don't go to all of BCX. You just go to day 1 is BCS. Suddenly
look,
day 2 is...
Day 1 is like a relaxation, alone time day. Day 2.
You said BCS.
What? Yeah, BCS. I'm still alone in my room when I'm analyzing. Like.
Okay.
Like hello. But okay. BCX. I hang out with people.
That's it. That's your ideal, your perfect Sunday of your perfect weekend is BCX hanging out with people.
On the Sunday, yeah.
All right, name people.
Name people? Oh God, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna forget people. I will not be held responsible for forgetting someone.
What are you gonna eat on your?
Lacey, I'm totally hanging out with you.
What are you gonna eat on your BCX Sunday?
I don't know. I'll probably just eat out at good places.
Name a place.
Name a place? I've never been to Atlanta. I don't know places.
I'm trying to envision. There's places that exist across state lines. You know that.
I don't want to go to those places. I'm going to nice, wholesome Atlanta restaurants. Wolford versus Post Up. Game 2. Post Up has switched to Hattori. He's switched to Hattori.
Uh-huh.
Wolford switched to Koji.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea anymore.
I didn't see who locked in first, but Post Up, this is what happened. Like, the other day, he was tilting and was like, bump this, I'm going back to Hattori, specifically the holiday color Hattori. So it seems like this is kind of his tilt pick, his last minute pick. He gets a nice neutral sig onto Wolford. So he's not unfamiliar with it. Obviously, he's got the coloring to show that he is
nice
high level, but a nice gravity cancel side stick from Wolford evens it up.
Wolford doing a nice little Sair into chase dodge downlight. Worked quite nicely, although he couldn't quite get the follow-up after the downlight. Post Up, however, tries to weapon throw to cancel, but of course those weapon throw nerfs made that much more difficult. Neutral sig in the wrong direction. Not quite gonna work out. the game itself feels even between both of these players, but it looks like Wolford's getting the bigger hits on post up when it matters, and now post up's in the dark red.
Post up looks like he hasn't really been able to get big strings the way that Wolford was. Like you were saying, big hits, but it seems like just bigger strings, bigger, longer damage strings. Considering, I mean, it's Sword. It's not like they have the world's biggest hits. But at the same time, Wolford hasn't been able to finish off this stock from post up. Post up might be in the red, but he has yet to touch death. Wolford staying on that wall, gets a dare, and that will kill off the bounce. Post up gets taken down.
Nice done by Wolford. Getting those hits on post up. Post up, I mean, I feel like after that second stock, he's just been struggling. Down Sig is just sort of gonna whiff. Post up tries to get a ground pound. It seems like he's desperate. It seems like he's desperate to just get a hit now. And Wolford's gonna make it back on stage just fine. He bites a bit of a recovery. Down light Sayer. Alright, post up. He needs to turn this around and fast. And it needs to be something new. It needs to be something fresh.
There.
There.
Done. It's done. It's done. It doesn't matter. It's done.
Oh, it's not done!
How did he miss the ground?
Oh, what?
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Gravity
fine.
canceled down light and a missed recovery into Sayer. It's the new tech, ladies and gentlemen. Wolford is gonna move
keep swinging
on up into the lower finals against Twilight.
8 decks, best decks. Twilight is going to be Wolford's next opponent. This is gonna be something.
Twilight. Who will reign supreme?
We're gonna find out.
The Italian
Wolford,
or the pony?
Wolford is gonna switch up his character picks. He's got apparently quite a few to roll through. He's got the Jala. We saw the Koji. We saw one before that had a sword. A Suri. Nope, Val. That was the one. On the other side, Twilight's been sticking with his Wushang. If that's the case, Wolford might have a decent answer to that Wushang pick.
I'd be interested to see how it works out.
With Mayo?
No. Okay. So you've done nothing but criticize my perfect weekend.
Yeah,
what is your perfect weekend?
It's like 582 days in a row of anime waifus and Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper?
You can say that as incredulously as you want, but Dr. Pepper is the best beverage.
Half the chat is about to hate you. I'll let you know right now.
Half of chat is wrong.
I don't think so. This is interesting. Wolford's on Bodvar. Does he just play random? You think he plays random?
No. Because there's kind of been a theme of, like, swords, right? Jala has a sword, Val has a sword, Koji has a sword, and Bodvar has a sword. So I don't think it's necessarily random. He's kind of just got a wheel of characters.
Have we talked about Wolford before? He likes sword? Did we talk about this?
I don't know.
Wolford's the guy who plays sword characters. We talked about this. Oh my god. It's all coming back to me.
You sure about? Are you getting deja vu? Is this? It's
yeah.
Like a Minority Report or something.
No.
Is it the Matrix?
No. Are you just?
I understand Minority Report doesn't have anything to do with deja vu.
Same sci-fi movies does not equal immediately equivalent like to remembering things. That's not how this works.
Okay, well, Minority Report was specifically about memory, and deja vu because in the Matrix when they mess with stuff, you get okay, whatever. Wolford is on the receiving end of a whole lot of bow shots, though, as we try to rope this back into talking about the game. Twilight, he's I know he's tilted about bow in the past, and it seems like he's essentially adopted that if you can't beat it, join it, because he is knocking Wolford all sorts of something. Another side air, doesn't need it. Wolford gets taken down.
Nicely done. Wolford, he needs to make some adjustments, I think. Against Twilight, he's played a bunch of other people in this bracket. He beat Post Up, he beat Lynx, but Wolford beating Twilight is going to be a lot more difficult. And I don't know if Bovar is the character to do it with.
The Nairs, though, from Twilight are just juggling him around. Wolford goes for a gravity cancel side stick, not able to do so. Twilight chain dodging to chase after him. Wolford might have overcommitted, though. Twilight with the Sares is done.
It's done. He doesn't. Wolford doesn't know how to do it. The things. And he's looking for these options. Twilight ground pounds with no one below him. I mean, he got punished.
Hey, whatever. If you don't get killed by the opponent, it's fine, right? They can't kill you if you kill you.
Not fine. I mean, you can.
Fine. This is fine. This is fine for Twilight. The
Yeah,
more he
let's
ground
see him.
pounds onto Wolford, the better. He's going to be able to get back to the wall. He gets the dare touch to reset his jumps as well as get underneath. Trying to down sig. Iframes work out for Wolford, but he wasn't able to punish on top of Twilight. Twilight, though, he's got that bow, and there's high potential for Sares and Bears.
The dare.
Dare.
A Sare way low to the ground is going to finish it off. Twilight takes game 1. I thought Minority Report was the one where they predicted who was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that have to do with memory?
It's a mind vision.
What? No. They just
It's future
predict
memory.
crimes before they happen.
Future memory.
Sparky knows what I'm talking about.
It's a memory of the future.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Well, whatever the case, Twilight, Wolford has switched to Wusheng, and Wusheng has no sword, so I guess that debunks my theory?
Unless this is a direct counter to Twilight, well, let's see. Spear is, it arguably beats sword in some situations. Gauntlets versus bow, I genuinely don't know. I've been told that gauntlets win, but I don't
think this is working out for Wolford. I feel like he doesn't have the approach options. I feel like he's jumping a lot, and gauntlets are good, and jumping is good, but I feel like gauntlets have better options in approaches from the ground.
We've seen what Nair ground pounds can do, though, and maybe that's what Wolford's kind of looking for. He's looking for that gauntlet string to push his opponent off stage so that he can just go for ground pounds. But Twilight doesn't care about that. He gets a side sig on stage,
clash,
and he's looking healthy.
Very healthy. Probably made sure to eat some healthy food. No mayo. Wow.
Ooh, nice gravity cancel neutral.
The bow is working out. He's hit nothing but successful bow hits. And Wolford comes out and finally hits a dare, but Wolford is not working.
There. One more. No,
He doesn't
need it.
He doesn't need it.
I'm surprised Twilight didn't try to like touch the wall with a Sare to push his hitbox a little bit forward. But regardless, Wolford does end up getting that stock. No Sares needed, or no extra Sares needed, but he's deep in the red. Twilight really just needs to hit a signature here.
Nice double dare coming out from Wolford. It does feel like Wolford usually picks up the pace when he's in his last stocks, but by that time it's just too little too late, and now he's on his last.
Back to the gauntlets, though. Twilight just seems to know what to do about gauntlet play. He's just spacing out all of the approaches, punishing Wolford. Wolford needs to find an opening onto Twilight. Just one good ground pound off stage could be the death of Twilight. These double dares are great for adding damage, but it's not a kill. And right now, when he's a stock behind, he needs this kill. Nair.
He's looking
Weapon
for it.
toss.
Ground pound's not gonna do it. He gets hit by a cider. Is this gonna be the end? It is indeed. Twilight takes game 2.
One more chance.
All right, Wolford, pull out the greatest legend of all time. Oh,
Mayo.
it's Koji.
Hey, if you can't beat him, join him.
Well, let's see if joining them is really gonna work out for him, considering it is Twilight he's facing. You know, Twilight's done his time with Koji. He's done time.
It's not prison.
3, 2, 1.
You're telling me Koji isn't a prison? I beg to differ. Twilight, getting the sword. He's trying to get these hits to work out. But Wolford, oh, both of them using downlight dare resets. I think Twilight really turned it around on him. Nice dare from Wolford, but he gets no follow-up. This time he does dare into Sair. Twilight puts Wolford in a dangerous position, but no complete follow-up. Wolford tries to go for a dare, but the recovery is going to interrupt. Both of these players seem really evenly matched when it comes to the sword v sword matchup. And Wolford seems much stronger.
Wolford's a little bit behind off the trades, and Twilight getting the dare will finish off the stock, guarantees it with that weapon toss, double tap just to be sure. And it seems like Twilight doesn't really want to go for the bow play that he was been doing earlier on in the set. His bow was monstrous, but it seems like against Koji, maybe he's a little less confident in the bow versus Koji. Working for Wolford as he gets a Sair.
I mean, both of them seem a little less confident when it comes to bow versus Koji, because Twilight seems to be in a bad spot too. And he's going to fall down to his death. We're even stocks. Wolford's doing much better. Alright,
Wolford gets a nice double down light Sair.
He was looking for that weapon, but he went for a side light instead. I guess he was expecting a harder punish from Wolford, but didn't get it. Instead, missed out on the weapon. He still doesn't have a weapon. Wolford looking to maybe steal that one, but the weapon, though, does connect, and so he doesn't get it. Wolford punishing the recovery with the dare. If he could have kept going, the lack of recovery would have really hurt Twilight, but doesn't quite come to that. Nice recovery from Twilight into a nair, but no subsequent follow-up.
Wolford gets a great punish with that neutral light, keeps Twilight at bay. He's been trading out ahead of Twilight so far, but he still needs to finish off this stock. The longer it takes, now that Twilight is in this kill range, the more Twilight's going to be able to even it up. And he's starting to do so with those nairs, those neutral lights, as Wolford stays above him. Nair
nice
pickup,
nair from Wolford, and Wolford, he's got prison on lockdown.
I mean, aren't they? They're both in prison.
Yeah, but Twilight's
Wolford's
the
dead.
one. Twilight's the one who's failing in prison. Wolford's got it on lockdown.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Wolford is behind in health right now as Twilight is trying to keep Wolford in the sky, going for those neutral lights and nairs just to try to juggle and add up damage onto Wolford. But they're trading out. Wolford gets caught by the Sair, another Sair. Twilight looking for the Sair Gimps, but Wolford gets under with a great recovery. He wants to get back to this neutral and fight it out, whereas Twilight wants to push things towards those walls, and it's Twilight who's been pushing it. But a nice neutral light again from Wolford.
Oh, Twilight doesn't get the recovery. Oh, he does get the dare, though, chasing Wolford down on the other side of the stage. Wolford looking for some sort of edge guard, I think, here. Twilight, he knows how to fight against Sairs. He's done it all his life, but he's in a bad spot. Has he used his recovery?
No, we got the wall dodge. He's fine. Wolford expecting a dodge through, went for the downlight, didn't work out, and Twilight gets back, and this is troublesome for Wolford. Now
that the downlight to interrupt the side sig.
Oh,
so
that
close.
weapon just despawned underneath Wolford's hands.
I don't know what that was, BMG. But Twilight. He gets
and Wolford gets one. He gets one. He needs two more.
Beginning of the end? Perhaps, perhaps not. I've been told you made a Watchmen reference.
From who?
What? Is
Who
that
was like,
what we
hey,
did?
Creed, you didn't get that Watchmen reference? Yes.
Something like that.
2, 1, brawl.
Yes, that was a Watchmen reference. You're welcome.
See, I didn't know.
Why not?
Why not? 'Cause I don't know Watchmen.
But who watches the Watchmen, Creed?
I mean, I sort of get that one.
Alright, well, Wolford, he's won one game in the Koji mirrors. Unfortunately for him, there's potential for Twilight to just not do a Koji mirror.
Well, Twilight doesn't care. He's gonna do it. He believes in his heart he is the best Koji here between the two Kojis. And he's just gonna need to set out to prove it. Wolford, on the other hand, the underdog, I wouldn't put it past him to keep on going with this until eventually Twilight cracks. And then the prison bars are open, and they escape the Koji prison. And it's a prison break.
Haha. Who's gonna lose their first stock, though? That's the real important thing. As Twilight gets a nice neutral light, and look how far Wolford gets sent flying from the neutral light. But it's still not enough to kill. They're both so close to dead. Wolford gets a nice unarmed sider, gives himself some breathing room, has the bow, but Twilight gets a nair, and that's how you know Twilight is tilted. He starts taunting a little bit. And at least he did it above the stage. He did it above the stage where he's not gonna fall to his death.
Indeed he did. Wolford, it's gonna be up to him to get this kill off and punish Twilight's tilting. Can he do it though? Twilight is gonna make it back just fine. Ground pound though. That's gonna end his stock. Well done. Downlight into dare. No reset. And so Wolford throws his weapon upward.
He's trying to just deny
Weapon guard.
Twilight.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna work out. There are no gadgets. I'd like to point that out. You can't weapon guard nearly as well when there are no gadgets. There's just so many weapons that spawn.
You're saying you can't weapon guard as well when the game doesn't help you weapon guard by not spawning weapons.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I think.
Twilight gets a Sarah. Wolford gets taken down. Twilight not taunting just yet. Nope, no time to as Wolford gets back. Picks up a sword, wants to answer the stocks. He's staying above Twilight, and Twilight's not picking up the neutral lights or the neutral airs, but he's getting the side airs onto Wolford.
Couple Sares coming out in an attempt to edge guard.
There. For another Sarah.
Down air. Both players just sort of skirting around each other. Twilight
Sares.
doesn't want to die. He wants to get as much damage now as he can. And Wolford just needs to take this stock off right now. Downlight into Sarah's gonna do it. Not quite.
No.
But he can edge guard this
He's got the bow.
with the right bow
There,
Sare.
that'll
There
do
is.
it.
With the right bow Sare. And now both players, last stock, fairly even. I'd say Wolford's taking a little bit more damage, but I don't think it's all that much. Twilight, however, looking for this. Downlight into dare. No reset. Wolford is doing these, but I'm not seeing the resets. I don't know, maybe he's expecting something a little more aggressive from Twilight, but it's the usual stuff. Usual suspects.
But Wolford seems to be familiar with this Twilight play. He's not getting completely dominated by the oppressive aerial Sares or anything like that. Instead, he is able to get back, uses the weapon toss to give him some room. He's got the bow in hand, throws out the neutral sig, not enough. But we're going to see, is the bow what he needs? It's mostly his sword play has been what's been keeping him in this, and he's got to avoid the nairs, gets past one.
Oh, I thought we were going to see a side air. Wolford is very close to death, but he's at least brought Twilight down to a reasonable health. Twilight downlight Sare is gonna do it. He does taunt. He does gravity cancel. Twilight takes lower finals, and he's gonna move back up into upper bracket, where he's gonna have to face off against Noel yet again.
And we are gonna be going on. It is gonna be Noel versus Twilight. Twilight this time is not gonna be playing. I believe he was playing Wu Shang in his match against Noel. So now he's just going in. He's gonna be going with the Koji.
And
Noel on the other side, Asuri.
I'd like to point out he has Skyforge Asuri. He's full on the bandwagon.
Sure it's not blue?
I'm sure it's not blue.
Okay, well, we are going in. It is going to be game 1 of the grand finals. Noelle versus Twilight. And, all right, here we go. It's going to be Noelle starting off with a dare, not able to pick up anything, but they both got swords in hands. And Noelle gets a downlight, but maybe wasn't sticking warm because he dropped that dare.
Noelle, he's struggling now. This pick so far is working quite well for Twilight, although it's a little bit early. Downline into Sarah. A dare into Sarah. That's gone for Noelle. He's gone. He's gone. He's not gone! Sarah Clash. Twilight needs to find this edge guard. He almost had him dead, but he's come back, and now he needs to take him back to the depths.
Noelle he's getting knocked around. He's close to death. But still not able to get taken down. Downlight Sarah goes to the other side, and the weapon toss finishes it off.
The weapon toss worked.
That's all, you just need.
Twilight, Nair. He's looking to juggle Noelle. 3 Nairs!
Juggles.
This is a prison, not a circus.
Sure. You can't be both.
Nice dare. Noelle looking for the dare into recovery, but it doesn't connect. A dare to a Nair might have worked out better, but it's too little too late. Twilight looking for this edge guard. Finds a Sarah, looks for another Sarah, doesn't quite find it. He looks for a third Sarah, but doesn't quite find that either. But the side sig is going to send Noelle flying. Twilight could easily get the edge guard here. Noelle can make it back. He gets a reversal, but he killed himself in the process, and Noelle is one full stock down.
And Twilight has time to clear the board. Noelle picks up a sword, but he's going to need a Gimp. He's basically, that's his only option right now, is to get a Gimp or to get this stock without taking more than about 50 to 70 damage. Because Twilight, he's just got such a lead.
Noelle looking to turn it around, is getting these Katars, putting in some of the strings, and Noelle kills himself.
What were those spot dodges?
And Noelle kills himself.
Player
Okay.
1 wins.
Part of me thinks he wanted a neutral sig. Did the spot dodge for the neutral sig, realized that Twilight was not in position, tried to delay the neutral sig, and the neutral sig just didn't come out, and by the time he realized it, he was doing a recovery into the bottom of the stage, and it was all too late. But that's just me.
2, 1, brawl.
Maybe.
That's just
So they're going back in. It's going to be game 2, and Twilight is basically 2 games away from a reset, whereas Noelle, he's going to need to turn it up a notch because he kind of struggled in game 1. Recoveries are helping, though. Oh, the neutral light from Twilight will pick up Noelle.
Just, do more recoveries, and you'll get all the damage, Noelle! Is he, no,
he gets past.
He's not gone. He had a recovery the whole time. It was all a bait. Twilight, however,
There's potential for a clash there, though.
He needs to unbait Noelle right now. Debated.
Dead.
Debated?
Dead. Deaded. Noelle comes back, chain dodges towards Twilight, but not able to get anything out of that chain dodge beside positioning. Getting damage onto Twilight, but he's gonna need a kill option. The side air puts Twilight into position, needs to finish it. Downlight? No, that was a side light. That was not the kill option. Side air. Other side of the map. Side air, not gonna pick up. Downlight doesn't hit. Side air will finish it off.
And now they're both quite even. I do feel like Katars are working out a little bit better this time for Noelle. I feel like last game he relied a little too heavily on the sword. But Twilight, that's it. Twilight! Twilight is getting all the gimps on Noelle. We could see a bracket reset if Twilight keeps up this momentum.
That was a really aggressive recovery from Noelle. He went for a speed dodge that canceled into the recovery. It was close to touching the wall, but at the same time, his best case scenario was hitting Twilight. If Twilight just avoided it, then he got the free punish, and that's exactly what we saw.
And now Twilight is just using all these very long hitbox bow moves. He's got the sword this time. 2 Sares. I think that's going to do it.
Sares.
It's Twilight. It's a Twilight
doesn't
special.
even care. Doesn't
It's
even care.
the
He speeds out his
Twilight
forward.
special. is crazy.
Bears. They're going back. Okay,
Crazy.
same map.
Three, two, one, brawl.
All right. What are we gonna see now? Any adjustments from Noel? He's gonna need it if he doesn't want this bracket to get reset. Or maybe he's saving himself. He's gonna let Twilight reset the bracket and then come around and come out with like the craziest legend you've ever seen. More decks. You don't agree? Doesn't agree. It's okay though. Noel, he's putting down more damage on Twilight than Twilight's doing on him, although Twilight is attempting to get this edge guard, and that's of course dangerous for Noel, as he's just died to these edge guards multiple times now. He gets the stare, he gets the turnaround, and for once, Noel has a lead up. It's been a while since he got that, but he's got it now, and that's all that matters. Twilight gets caught by the gravity cancel downlight stare. Noel, he's staying alive. Nice weapon throw into Sarah. Twilight hits out a Sarah. He goes really deep and hits down another Sarah, and now we're back to even. No, it's in the yellow.
It's fine.
It's fine?
It's fine.
Being in the yellow is fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
I agree.
Noel, I think he just needs to switch back. He just needs to switch back to the Koji.
It's working right now, though.
Is it?
It is. He's got Twilight in red.
If he can't kill Twilight, it doesn't matter.
But he killed Twilight last time. He can kill Twilight this time.
Yeah,
all he
but
has to do is
look
not
at just
not
watch
get
the
edge
top
guarded.
right corner.
Not
Watch
get
the
edge
top
guarded.
right corner and tell me what's happening.
Twilight is in the red.
Barely.
Barely.
He's almost evened it up.
Red is dead.
Noel is almost dead.
Nah, but he's not.
Actually, Twilight's almost dead right now. But it doesn't matter because Twilight is on the way back. Gets the wall touch. Noel not going off the corner. You saw him go high. You saw him go back to the stage, but no wall game. Instead, he just tried to cover that corner, and Twilight got past. And now that he's got his sword, he's got his Sarah potential. He picks up a downlight, not able to follow
Sarah
up.
drops.
Downlight Sarah, and what was that about? What was that?
Look, he'll just get one hit on Twilight and we'll be even, okay?
What was that?
Okay, just
What
chill.
was that?
Just chill.
That's all I'm saying.
Neutral. What was that? What did I say?
That was goofy.
One
Noel
hit.
is going to be able to clear the board.
One kill.
Twilight comes back. He is unarmed, but he's 2 games up against Noel. He has some games to burn, as well as the fact that he wants to get the reset to go for another best of 5 set. Noel, with those guitars, is he's getting juggled.
Oh,
That was
it
close.
looks dangerous.
That was close.
Twilight still putting on
Barely
the
misses
pressure. Oh, he's
gravity
not
cancel.
done, and I think that's it for Noel.
That's
He
it.
ground
Twilight gets the reset.
pound. Bracket reset.
It's a reset, and we're going in for another best of 5, potentially on Shipwreck, because reasons.
I don't want to go to King's Pass.
Noel's sticking with the Asuri, and we are going to be going to Shipwreck, and we're gonna be seeing more of the same. It's gonna be Twilight and Noel versus themselves.
Three,
What I'm talking
two,
about. Twilight is going to be on that Koji. Noel is going to be on the Asuri. And here we are. It is going to be game 1 after the reset. It is another best of 5, a fresh best of 5. And Twilight starts off with a sword string.
Sword string. Noel, he needs to step up and do whatever he was doing in the beginning of the last match. And then just keep doing that. And then not do what he was doing at the end of the last match. Or like all the other matches. Yeah? Yeah. Noel, he doesn't want to get back on stage, but he does make it back. I thought that was his downlight, but turns out it was Twilight's. Twilight interrupts the recovery. Noel just ground pounds. He knows he's dead. He knows it.
He didn't have the jumps. He didn't get the touch because Twilight's downlight ended up picking him up. And he is going to be in the orange. Noel's going to need a little bit more damage onto Twilight before he can finish off this stock, whereas Twilight just wants to do more damage and do whatever he wants. Trying to get underneath Noel, gets a nice neutral sig, trying to keep that pressure going, and he gets the recovery, Nair. But Noel with the ground pounds gives himself some breathing room.
Ooh, nice gravity cancel downlights here from
And the
Noel.
weapon
Evens up the
toss.
stock. Evens up the stock. I'm telling you. He's doing it. It's happening. He's gonna win this game. Maybe.
Well, he's gonna have to put out a lot more damage onto Twilight if he's looking to win this off. Whereas Twilight, with his juggle, just sends Noelle into the sky. Back up into the sky you go, trying to keep the pressure out. Noelle doing a great job of jumping outside of the hitboxes, but Twilight was able to put up quite a bit of damage with that juggle. The Sair looks like he's looking for the kill, and Noelle gives it to him with the dare.
I mean, he's done. Noelle is feeling the hard pressure of Twilight's edge guarding right now. The power of the Sairs on sword, on bow, he just can't react to it.
There's more. One more. Oh, Twilight gets past, gets the wall touch. Noelle not able to ground pound it, but I like that he went for the stage and not committed onto a ground pound that, had it missed, would have been the death of him. Twilight, though, with this stock lead, keeps pushing it further, keeps juggling Noelle. Noelle gets a down sig. Chain dodges, down air, will get the stock, but he is in the orange.
And now Twilight, he's just gonna look for the kill here. He could do it with edge guarding. He could do it with juggling. He's done it once. He's done it twice. He's done it a million times. Noelle, I just want to see a change from Noelle. I want to see him change. If it doesn't work, you gotta drop it.
No,
I know you bought
Skyforge. Once it
Skyforge.
doesn't succeed, keep doing it.
I know he bought
eventually it'll
Skyforge,
succeed.
but like, it doesn't mean you have to. Skyforge isn't mandatory. There he goes.
Player 1 wins.
It didn't change.
Nope.
Feels bad, man.
What I said, man, if at once it doesn't succeed,
3,
keep doing it.
1,
Because
brawl.
by the 90th time, it's gonna work. You know, this is
90.
just training ground.
He
It's
doesn't
just
have
training ground.
90 times. He has
Worst
2
case
more.
scenario, Noelle learns something about what he needs to do next time he's in this situation.
Worst case scenario is he keeps
This is
bumping
just
his
a
head
training
into a
ground.
wall and doesn't learn anything. That is the worst case scenario.
Look, he's learning. He gets a Sair. Twilight is gonna
Okay,
get past.
that's a good scenario.
Learning.
Do you not understand how the worst case works?
Learning.
It's the worst.
Look, obviously that you're being facetious. The worst case scenario is a meteor falls into Noelle's city and everybody dies. All nukes in this world go up.
That is the
Obviously,
worst case
but I'm
scenario.
just saying, like, the worst reasonable case for Noelle is that he learns something about the matchup against Koji, specifically
he
Twilight's
doesn't learn.
Koji.
He could not learn. That's reasonable.
You're gonna expect Noelle to just play out a 6-game set and not learn anything?
Is reasonable.
Wow. You just hate Noelle, don't you?
What? Not what I said.
Really think the least of him.
Noelle is making this work. Oh.
And dead.
He
But he
was
got
so
a lot of
close.
damage out on the Twilight.
really did.
Twilight starting to taunt. Once again, that's the sign of a tilted Twilight. Is he just starts taunting a lot at his opponent. But Noelle, he comes back, picks up the sword, but
Oh,
he
the
took a
bow.
lot of damage in that attempt to
Oh.
pick it up. Downlight
What?
and then
Downlight
wait.
nothing. Downlight nothing.
Might have been looking for the recovery. Doesn't need it. Gets a downlight Sair. He's got the guitars. He's got the ground pound. That's what he's got. And he takes down the stock off of Twilight.
But Noelle, you know, he does have the lead. He has the lead. It's a thing. It's working. He does a weapon throw into sidelight, which I mean, after the weapon throw nerf fight, you don't usually see people start things with weapon throws. But hey, it works out for Noelle. Oh, he does a reverse.
Do it
He
again.
does a
Nope.
Sair
Oh.
on Twilight. I think this is looking very good for Noelle.
I think he had a decent enough lead, but Twilight is kind of evening it up. We're seeing Noelle get into that kill percentage, whereas Twilight's about at the 50% mark, getting close to the orange. That side air, if he can keep the side air pressure that he loves to do, could be deadly. I don't think Noelle got the touch right, and Twilight, he's at about a 50% mark. He's got a decent health disadvantage. Noelle just needs to get a weapon and put pressure out, but at the same time, there is still potential for Twilight to win this out.
Whoa.
The double
Weird
clash.
Double downlight clash and a double dare that hits no one. Fascinating. Oh, He tries to go for a dare read, but no, Twilight just does a neutral light. Cake. Ground pound. Is he gonna edge guard him?
Oh, the Seer.
Seer.
And
Noel
Noel
takes a game. He
It is
takes
gonna
a
be
game.
Game 2 going the way of Noel. There is still 2 more games left for either player to win. We're going to game 3 in this best of 5 set, and they're staying on these maps. They like this map. It's a nice map. It's a comfy map.
3, 2, 1.
Noel has learned something. Are you happy?
I mean, I kind of don't care whether or not he learned something, but I would have expected as much. Oh yes.
I still think it is not a worst case scenario.
Once again, I feel like you're being a little bit facetious and being like, okay, obviously there's like the worst case scenario is like 4 pigeons fly into his house and poop all over his keyboard. Like, obviously there's worst case scenarios, Creed.
But the not learning anything is a realistic worst case scenario. Okay, hello? Hello, okay?
I think you're expecting very little out of
Downlights
Noel
here.
to think that he's not gonna learn something.
Ground pound.
Twilight doesn't go over the edge,
That's okay,
doesn't
he
pick
has
up the
Sears.
ground pound, but the Sayer will finish off the stock.
Why did Noel wait so long to use that recovery?
Because usually he goes a
Ground
little too
pounds.
aggressive with that, and he gets punished.
I thought you were gonna say just ground pounds.
Well, usually he gets ground pounded. Nice dare, evened up.
Hey, nice.
But it's not the advantage that Noel had in the 1 game that he's won so far in this set.
Oh, neutral light into.
Patience. His patience wants to punish the move.
Well, you
from
gotta
Twilight.
neutral light in the opposite direction, is what you gotta do. Nice side air. Side light.
Faces out the downlight. Oh well,
Nice
just
air. I mean, he's
getting a
basically.
couple hits.
They're both just sort of doing a hit by hit. All right.
Noel gets his
finally
first big
something.
string.
Side air.
Sayers
Another side
not
air,
able to
doesn't
get
connect.
it. Dare. Twilight did
pound,
get the
nope.
wall touch. He is gonna survive.
Ground pound from Twilight.
Uh-oh,
Some good
goes the
edge
other
guarding
side.
going on here, but
Gonna get it. Yep.
Noel does decide to just go under the stage. He's not feeling it.
Well, it was a risky spot. He knew he had just enough to go to the other side. If he made a mistake, there was potential for Twilight to turn it around and get a gimp onto him. So he just went for the
Downlight
safest
Sayer?
option possible. But a downlight Sayer will finish him off. And once again, Twilight close to kill percentage, but not quite there. Noel's going to need a weapon. There's the spawn. And then Nair will help him out. Side stick thrown out. Downlight side air. Needs more.
Gravity canceled. Down light side air. He needs to finish it off, but he goes too high. He was expecting the recovery, and he just never came out from Twilight, which is smart by Twilight. However, the side air is going to send him way off, and he does make
Ground
it
pound?
back, but the ground pound is fine.
Noel, he's got the weapon control. He's got to keep Twilight off, but Twilight just with the side air ends up picking up the sword. And generally in this spot where they're even, in the neutral, Twilight wins.
He does, but Noel can do this. He's got the power.
What?
He's got the power.
What power?
The power to do this. You don't believe in the power?
I don't know. It seemed like there was like a reference or something behind that, like
no.
a He-Man or
Nope.
something. But
Nope.
really, it was just you saying he's got the power.
Yeah.
And that's why okay, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Power.
Okay.
Noel's in the red though, so I don't know how much power he has left. Orange for Twilight. I spoke too soon.
Both
Now
of them are
he's in the red.
getting in kill percentage.
And anyone could take this stock.
Twilight gets the Sayer though, and now that Noel is off stage, he has burned his dodge. Oh, but he gets past.
He does get past
Downlight
Downlight Sayer.
Sayer!
That's it. That's it. No, it's
No!
not it. He has to edge guard. Do the Twilight thingy. That's
Oh!
not the Twilight thingy. That's not
Twilight
the
got
one.
back. They're gonna get back to neutral. Noel wants to clear the board while he's got time. He knows that Twilight is close to disarming.
Oh, he's so close.
Oh, the clash!
The clash! It did nothing.
There. Twilight is disarmed. There's a weapon on both sides, though. And Twilight's gonna pick up the bow.
Oh, the Nair is not gonna hit.
The
Oh,
Nair!
the Nair is gonna hit! Twilight takes
takes
game 3!
One game
Wow,
away.
8 damage was the difference between them. 8 damage. It's so close.
And we're back to shipwreck.
Three, two, one, brawl.
All right. So, Noel finally gets his hands on a weapon. He's taking a little bit of damage, but not all that much. Twilight is looking for all these sword hits, and he's connecting every once in a while, but he hasn't gotten anything like super solid.
Noel, though, really hasn't been able to get much. He's gotten a tap or two.
Oh, doesn't go
Gonna
for
get the
ground
wall
pound.
touch. That
Noel
spot
tries to get a
dodge.
reversal. He does connect the ground pound, but no dare.
Downlight,
I do want to see
downlight,
someone.
snare drops.
I want to see Noel after a ground pound fast fall and then do a dare, because every single time Twilight goes down, because he knows Twilight knows that Noel's gonna do a dare as a jump punish after the ground pound. And Twilight understands that. He plays sword. It's okay.
Ooh.
He manages to get the gimp here, and Noel takes the first stock.
Twilight, he's back. He's got the bow. That's how he got the finishing blow on the last game. We got the nair, but he's going to go back to his signature sword. Picks up a side air, chain dodges across. Dare not going to connect onto Noel.
Nice side air, but no follow-up. Side light into down light. He's learning to not bother doing the dares after the down lights. Twilight is taunting.
Huh?
Oh, dare into
Noel's
stare.
got the help.
Beautiful. But can he finish? No, he cannot.
Oh. Throws out the signature. Twilight gets past with the punish, and he stays above to punish the ground and play from Noel.
Down sig, not quite gonna work. Gets hit by the neutral light. Down air into nair, no kill. Both players with a nice side air.
But Noel's is a little bit nicer as he connects on the Twilight. Needs it. Twilight is going to push him away with a side air of his own, but he knows how close he is to death.
Oh,
Noel
nicely
gets the
done.
dare.
Punishing
Great
the
timing.
recovery. Punishing Twilight getting back on stage. It's a punish, is what it is.
But Noel, he's got to make the most out of this slight stock advantage that he's got. He's got the guitars. But Twilight's so close to killing. Great patience.
Oh, Twilight.
Got the touch.
Oh, Twilight makes a bit of a mistake there. Does a down sig instead of what I assume was an attempted ground pound. Noel is unable to punish it, though. That could have been huge if he had been able to. Instead, he's just going to die to Twilight's stare. Twilight does another taunt. He's in the yellow. Noel has a slight advantage, but this could still go either way.
Definitely close. We are more than likely going to be seeing these two both go into the kill range, both into the red. That's what we saw in the last game. Twilight was barely able to pick it out, but I'd like to see Twilight switch to the sword. Even though he's got some great bow juggles, his sword play has really been what stands out. And when he sees Noel switch to the guitars, that's when he thinks, okay, maybe I should go to the sword.
Well, Twilight's taking a lot of damage. Well, switches to sword. I think sword is slightly better for his kill options. The dare, no nair or recovery follow-up. Twilight gets a downlight series, puts him in edge guard situation. Dare, it's looking bad for Noel. Can Twilight finish it off? He can't. He can't. Can Noel turn it around? No, he cannot. Both players are back on stage in neutral.
There.
Oh, it's so close now. Twilight easily could have taken that and taken away Noel's lead. He gets a downlight, opts for a dare, not a stare.
Nair
kills
you're
from the
going
bottom!
to Game 5.
From the bottom!
It's All right.
The
All right,
bottom.
game 5. Easy.
Moving on. This could be anyone's. Anyone's.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Okay, so whose is it gonna be, Duke?
I mean, it's gonna be close. We've seen it go to final stocks. We've seen it go to the red.
No,
but
I
at the
need
end
you
of
to
the
tell.
day,
I need you to give me a person so I can. I
I'm
can
thinking. This is how I think out
give
loud.
the opposite person, and then one of us will win.
I'll take Twilight.
All right, I'll take Noel, cause guitars.
Fine with me.
Guitars. Let's go, Noel. Oh, the clash on the Nair on the Seer. Noel is opting to be on the ledge. And before, I think he was avoiding that quite adamantly because Twilight kept edge guarding him. But he's gotten used to Twilight's edge guarding now. And I think he's in a position where he feels okay challenging Twilight off the ledge. It's just sort of a 50-50 toss-up. However,
Right
he has
now,
taken a
Twilight
lot
with
of
the
damage.
Sears. Noel doesn't have a weapon.
Noel!
Oh!
Oh!
That clash was close to killing
If
Twilight.
he'd done the
Noel
ground pound, it would've
couldn't
worked.
quite get it off in time.
The Neutralite
from
he
Noel.
has no follow-up. No follow-up to the Neutralite anymore.
Ooh, Twilight not able to punish the dare. Down light, side air. Noel's off the stage. Bo, he's got side air potential. Or weapon toss. I guess that's a potential too. Couldn't quite get the dare off Noel with that great nair. Knocks him away, and they're going to be both in the red.
Twilight!
Nair!
Nair from the bottom.
Jump, speed, dodge, nair underneath Noel to kill off Noel. And coming back, he's going to try to add up as much damage as possible. And double recovery will definitely help him out.
Oh, Seer? Not gonna kill though. Ground pound. That's the Seer did kill. The Seer killed.
He's dead. He's dead. Okay, that's fine.
Noel's in the orangish yellow. It's a little bad. Just a little bit. Just a hair.
It's not that bad. There's definitely a lot of potential for Noel if he can get on top of Twilight, but Twilight is fishing for those big damage, the sword recoveries. He's playing a little bit more aerial, a little bit safer, trying to not let Noel get any approaches on, and the second he gets a hit, he starts charging forward. I'd like to see Noel switch back to the swords.
Maybe. I think he prefers the Katars as a damage dealer. And then he can use the swords if he needs to get the Seers.
Headlights. Headlights. Hey,
Neutralite.
the fact that Twilight hasn't been able to kill Noel is exactly the reason why Noel has been able to get these taps, and just 1,000 cuts is all he needs. He's been able to rack up a decent amount of damage. Twilight gets in with a speed dodge
And
snare, but he is close to kill range again. And we could be seeing these go to final
Neutralite.
stocks.
Oh, the side
Connects.
sig catches at the top of the last
Higher
hitbox.
than people expect.
The top.
And Noel's got the weapon advantage now. And Twilight is unarmed against Katars. Not too afraid of it, though, and he's going to be picking up that bow.
Light. Down light. Nair. Looking for the dare. He doesn't quite get it, but he gets the Neutralite instead. He's racking up the damage on Twilight. This is the last tuck. This is the only one that matters. This is the only one that matters. And he's doing it. Oh my god. He got good reads on Twilight. Oh my god. Was that 0 to death?
Is it it?
It could be.
Is it?
0 to
No!
death. Noel takes it with full force.
He's taking the ship. It is gonna be Noel winning it out over Twilight in game 5.
Well done, my Noel. He's gonna take Monday Night Brawl number 8. Congratulations to him. Thank you, Duke. I hear you're gonna do something.
I am. I things.
Things.
Oh,
All right.
stick around. We'll find out.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week with more Monday Night Brawl like we do every week. Maybe there'll be gadgets and maybe there won't. Thank you guys so much for participating in this. It's been very eye-opening as far as no gadgets go. Go check out Duke. He's gonna go do something.
Yeah, it's gonna be things.
Bye.
Bye.